Hello, folks. I swear I almost forgot it was stream night until my wife pointed it out, because I was about to read some books to the kids before bed, and she's like, "Don't you got to go do your stream?" It's like, oh my god, it's Wednesday. Hope you guys can hear me okay tonight. We got to do our sound checks and everything.
Yeah.
Come here, NPCs. Need to talk to you. You have anything to say? Hello, Deep Dive. Hello, everybody. Hello, Quester. Little cola. Oh, did the pet... Is pet not working? Did I break that? Oh, there it is. I just had to put my gun away. Oh, little cola. Popped in halfway in a conversation. Oh, that's weird. It said live up there, so I thought I was... was correct. Have a brain fart night or old age is setting in. I think maybe it just the stream lied to me and told me that I was live when I wasn't. Because I waited till it said there's a little YouTube interface that I got to use for live streaming, and it'll say starting to stream or something like that. It waits for the connection, and then all of a sudden it says you're live, and then that's usually when I start talking. But apparently it didn't work. Anyway, what I had said, the full thing I had started saying was, I completely forgot today was Wednesday. That's why the stream didn't even get posted until after 8. I was about to read my kids one last book for the night, and then my wife reminded me I need to get ready for my stream. So I thought that was pretty funny. But today, we are... I'm debating, and I'm pretty sure the answer is going to be that this... I think we're going to make this last day of this playthrough. So I'm trying to figure out what exactly I want to pull off before the next one. I kind of want to get the force trigger a few NPCs so that in future playthroughs I don't have to go do all the vanilla quests I already did. So that would be nice. Whereas like some of the other like for example, I had thought about doing Tom Sanford because I wanted to show you guys that he's like a full featured settler now. But I'm like, that I can do without actually doing any quest content. Like that I can just trigger through unlocks, and since I think the other playthroughs are going to be more focused on settlements than story, then like those kind of characters I can wait for. So my gut says what we should do is go finish a few main quests and try and force trigger the last few sellers, and then I will also run to HQ and do a bunch of building. In fact, I think I'm going to do the HQ building right now because we have lots of resources. And we can get those going, and then even though you guys know I don't like to do major content until 9 when the stream says it's going to be, so in the meantime we could get the HQ built up and then show everybody at 9. Oscar Fry, this is week stream 39, asking or carne asada to be renamed to carne fries asada and give him his own Mexican restaurant. We will definitely not be doing that, but I appreciate the thought. We actually Carne was, I think, voted like the favorite settler from everybody that we wanted to bring back, but he's the one of 2, I think, voice actors who we can't get back to do their characters for various reasons. For him, it's because he said that voice is so hard on his throat that it would make it so that he wouldn't be able to work for a few days, and he's a professional voice actor, so that would not work for him. All right, let's do some building in here. We got to clean this place up. This center area is looking terrible. We're gonna risk the wrath of the disaster system here. Let's see. Let's do construction, science, robotics lab. Yes. What else can we build here? Because I feel like some of these things should already be gone. So I'm trying to figure out what is going on here. I think, oh, you know what? One of them is, so those would be part of the robotics lab. Those will get rid of. These are because we're still using the default clinic. We need to upgrade to one of the other ones. So that, I actually think at some point I'm going to go in and add a quest objective as an option to do this. I think there's an unlock that triggers, and it's been so long since I did this, I don't remember, but make sure that, I think we have an unlock. Does anybody remember? Do we have an unlock that tells about the different options that are available for the infirmary? Because we definitely need to point attention to it, because I don't think it's not intuitively obvious that you can change the room designs in these. Like, I think most people expect it because we have it with the plots. But
More lights than you know what to do with.
Yeah, Deep Dive Gaming. I think I'm going to start my next... I'm going to start the... oh, that's only Legends Decor. I'm going to start my next playthrough, I think, next stream. So I think next Wednesday we'll start the next playthrough. And I think the next playthrough... And actually, I'm trying to... That's going to be Thanksgiving, isn't it? I'll probably still stream. I don't think I have anything going on that Wednesday night. I think I'm hosting my family for Thanksgiving, so I don't have to go anywhere. So yeah, I'll probably still stream the night before Thanksgiving. Why not? But yeah, so I think we'll start. And I think we're going to start with the simple playthrough. Like, I think... Because, especially over the last, 10 weeks where I'm getting involved in settlement stuff and I've been trying to fix my settlements, I feel like I probably set the tone to where people think SS2 is way too micromanagey. So I think I want to start the super easy playthrough and kind of show people how quickly they can get a bunch of settlements up and running as just a demonstration. That playthrough, I don't think we need to take to completion. I think that one's just going to be a few episodes to show off how easy I can make each of the different features, and then we'll switch gears to an ultra hard mode, so I can kind of kick my own butt playing the mod. That's what I'm thinking. All right, upgrade room options. So Captain Laserbeam told me that I actually have these things rigged up backwards, but it looks like neither of them are showing what I'm expecting here. So let's try change room purpose. Maybe that's my problem. I thought this was set up to infirmary. So we're going to change it to, we're going to select infirmary again and see if that updates the options. Because there's a very good chance that I screwed something up because my save has lived through many a patch, and it's hard to know what kind of problems that's going to cause. Oh, here we go, Robotics Lab, all complete. So now we've got all the, yes, the middle here is starting to come together. One of the things that I feel I made a bad design decision on, and it was kind of an accident due to the order of things, but in the original design of our cells, when this was all laid out, Ono designed this whole front area here, and he had it spun 180 degrees so that the medical lab and infirmary were over here. And I don't remember how it ended up that they ended up switched over there. It might have just been just me getting cardinal directions wrong when we were setting it up. But one of the things I don't love about these two labs being here is that it gives you this kind of narrow tunnel vision, whereas the way the other two sides are a little more open with couches, so you get this really grand view. So I think at some point I'm going to flip them around and take these two rooms and make them the designated ones for Cassandra, just to bring back the original vision. Because the long-term plan is that, you guys will have so many options from us and from add-on packs that, you'll make it look different every time. But it would be nice if the default option out of the box for new players just had this beautiful vista right away. And it has it most of the time, but as soon as you build these two rooms over here, you get this weird tunnel, which was not intended. That's just a consequence of weird order of design and development. Okay, let's go check and see if... Oh, I wonder if the clinic now shows up in here. It shouldn't. It should be one we have to change because that's already built, but we'll check real quick. Science. No, there is no science. This is common areas. Okay, let's go over here. Let's try this again. Oh, and I figured out, and I have a fix for it in the patch that I'm using. I'm using a beta 2.25 right now, why we were spending my caps last time. And it was a dumb thing that I just didn't realize I'm a mechanic, and it made me realize that's a point where we need to plug in a tutorial message. But I also put in a solution to it. So I made it so now when you enter in command mode, it takes all of your caps out of your inventory and puts them in player storage and then gives them back at the end, just to make sure you don't accidentally spend your caps, because that was not intentional. But the reason that I didn't have any caps available is because I didn't build a treasury, and I don't think there's a pop-up for that. That's one of those things you just kind of discover. Whoa, that's a thing you kind of discover accidentally, and that's not good. So I'm gonna actually make sure I write that down. Pop-up for treasury. I feel like I have a pop-up for treasury somewhere, but it might be backwards. It might be that the pop-up comes... Yeah, it's still not coming up with the other infirmary options. You guys have seen the other infirmary options, right? I'm not crazy. There's a... do I change room layout? There's a infirmary. There are two alternate infirmaries, and for some reason I'm not seeing them. So I don't know if it's my save. Have you guys seen them, or is it? Oh, here they are. Okay, I just was hitting the wrong button. So I got to change the layout. Okay, so we can do clinical or ER. I don't remember what the big difference is, but I like the ER better. Because I think it's more chaotic from what I recall, and that appeals to me greatly. I love the... Oh, we're short on rare materials. I love the the chaotic look of everything in the post-apocalypse. Okay, let's see here. All right, so we can't afford that yet. We are short by quite a bit of rare materials, actually. Okay, so we do have our robotics lab now, which this lets you build robots, and let's try one, because I haven't tried this in a long time. It could be one of those things you guys are aware of being problematic, and I'm just not aware. So right now we have 42 HQ NPCs. Let's see if we use the robot lab, do we get a 43rd, or do they become settlers? I don't remember. I think they were supposed to become HQ workers. And I know this part is kind of weird right here. They get spawned on top of the player, and we haven't been able to figure out how to fix that, but the goal was for them to just appear on the robot workstation. But anyway, let's see if I have enough stuff here. We'll just make a... Okay, has a Protectron head. Sure, we'll just do all Protectron, that's fine. We'll rename him. We'll name him... where's my keyboard? Why don't I have access? Testobot.
Chems don't go out of fashion.
And... build base bot? Do I not have enough resources for that? No, I want to build. Anybody? I guess I haven't used this in a long time. Does anybody know how this works? What am I doing wrong? Exit station? Do I just have him already? Oh, there he is. Yeah, there goes 43. Okay, cool. Thank you. So now I've got a Testobot facilities worker. So yeah, so if you build a robotics lab, this is a good way to just mass get HQ NPCs. So this is something, we talked about, I think last episode, that there was a feature of HQ I wanted to get in, that we were going to add like a job fair to mass recruit settlers, but this is another way you can just mass produce them. As long as you got the resources, scrap, you can just go ham on making robot workers. So very easy to get a ton of people right away if you want, because the robot lab gets unlocked as soon as you finish the doctor. Is there a doctor in the house? Oh man, I missed all sorts of messages. Sorry guys. Let's see here. Quester W. I had to redo my game due to a power surge in the building. Killed power to my floor and was mid-save F4, and base game went south when I reinstalled the game mods. Oh, that sucks. Deep dive game. I look forward to your hard playthrough. Prepare to be shocked. Oh, I'm sure I'm gonna get, because not only I feel like I need to go all in. Like I need to play in survival mode and make it like the most intense experience I can. So that way I feel your guys' pain who are trying to do the same. It'll help a lot. But I'm not much of a survival player, so I don't know if I'll follow through on the survival part. I just get irritated by having to go in my inventory all the time. I hate. You guys have heard me vent about the inventory system in this game, and the survival system makes you go in there all the time. Quest W, I ran Exedit and found a problem with SS2 Chapter 2, Last Quest in HQ, Circ MQ28, I think it was. I don't know what you found for the... I know that there's Exedit has a warning, but its warning is incorrect. It tells me that... I think there's a couple of things in Exedit that aren't up to date, and I think it's because they just... Either Bethesda broke something fundamental that they had learned from Skyrim, and they broke some rules, or they aren't prepared for dealing with plugins that were merged using the creation kit method. I don't know what it is, but there's where it tells you there's dialogue topics out of order. Well, I did everything in the creation kit, so I don't know how they could have got out of order, so I don't know what it's referring to. It also has a bunch of like unknowns listed in Exedit if you load up SS2, and like we know that exactly what the flag is that it thinks are unknown. So I think there's a few cases of Exedit just doesn't have all of the information it needs to display things correctly. Or again, maybe they do based on everything they learned from old plugins. Maybe Bethesda changed the rules, because one of the things that I think really threw a loop for things was when they altered the engine to allow the SL plugins that had required them to fundamentally change some stuff behind the scenes. But anyway, I'll get back to your guys' questions in just a moment. First, we got to do our intro for 9 o'clock. So welcome, guys, to the stream. If you are new here, just a few things about how I stream. I tend to get easily distracted and on long tangents if I spend too much time with chat. So I tend to focus mostly on the game, and then about halfway through I switch gears and focus all on you guys. And that helps me to at least make progress in the game, and then actually answer part of your questions. If you're not into listening to somebody follow his thoughts wherever they may go, I may not be the streamer for you. But I will try and catch your guys' questions when there are downtime moments like load screens or NPCs chatting away. And if you want to make sure you get my attention, do an @KingGath, because I will fall way behind on chat, so it's easier for me to just look for my name in glowing orange, which it shows up in the YouTube Studio app. And that is how I will grab my questions. So today, so we already finished chapter 2 yesterday, last week rather. Spur of the moment decision, just realized we were right at the end and went ahead and did it. So today I think we're just gonna wrap up this playthrough. So I'll go however long we need to do that. What I want to do, my goal today, is to finish up some more of HQ building as much as I can. I'm short on resources right now. I might actually TGM and just force it, because I really want to show you guys some stuff in here, and we'll go send a bunch of settlers here and just make this place look like fully packed and see how it feels. And then I'm going to hang on to this save because I can use it for research. It's really useful for that, especially for having a fully built up HQ that went through all the quests. That will be very helpful for my log of tools, my toolbox, I guess. And then I also want to, since we already completed a bunch of vanilla game quests in this save, and I don't want to have to do them in every other save, I want to try and force unlock the last few settlers we don't have. We actually are missing a fair number, but I don't know what their triggers are, and I'm going to show you guys a log file where you can figure that out. So we're going to start by just building up some HQ here. I'm going to build as much as I can until we run out of resources. You know what? I think because we're doing last stream, let's go ahead and TGM. This is a little thing you guys can do if you ever want to just see what HQ looks like. You can just build it up. If you TGM, you can bypass all of the mechanics. You can bypass the energy limits, the scrap logistics, any of the stuff you don't understand, and you can just build whatever you want. So I'm going to do that real quick. We're going to just slam down everything, see this place in all its glory, build ourselves an armory. We'll build all of the outdoor stuff. The outdoor stuff I'm still not satisfied with. I think it looks nice. Like we went pretty minimalist with it because we didn't want to create a situation where, oh yeah, look at all this, where we would break the outside world for you guys. But at the same time, oh man, we're gonna look at our facilities energy. We're gonna get so many disasters. We didn't want to create a situation where you couldn't be outside GNN without the game crashing. So we went pretty minimalist. But what I'm not satisfied with it is how the AI uses it. The AI is terrible in the outdoor section, and I want to fix that at some point. All the things. Central plant room. Oh, the mesh on that central plant room icon is a little funky. HVAC control. Men's room. Locker room. More locker room. Men's room. Women's room. More bathrooms. Bathrooms for everybody. The classy staff lounge. We're not even going to be able to tell what's what because I'm just building everything. But man, this place is about to get crazy. Oh, I just hit a some sort of bug. All right, we better cool it now. I'm sure I just murdered the script system on this save. So let's let that. All right, let's let that cool off for a bit. I can't even move because I'm trapped by blue men right now that are still cleaning themselves up. All right, let's go through and just catch up with chat while we're waiting for this. Oscar Fry, I say keep it as is. The small, tight tunnel opening to a grand big room is cool. Yeah, I don't know. I liked I think so. Like one of the visions we had when we were discussing how this place would look, we were imagining it from. Oops, we were imagining it from this. There goes the deserters. We were imagining it from this perspective of having the door closed and you open it up and boom, you get the grand vista. And with these, that kind of changes that. Like. That was kind of the vision, and I think that's what Ono designed, and I kind of screwed it up by making these rooms take these positions. And all we would have to do to change things would basically be reserve these two rooms here and here for Cassandra instead of the opposite two. Like it wouldn't really change any of the gameplay at all. I would just have to like finagle the quests a little bit and change which ones get locked out. So it's a low priority because while everything's working, I really don't want to throw a wrench in it, but it seems like if I'm aiming for the long-term perfection, then that would be one of the types of things I would do. Short wind. Anyone still reporting random longish saves? Yeah, I mean every once in a while somebody says something, but nobody's reported the like 5-minute saves that we knew. We knew those were the dreaded long save bug, and we figured out what that was and eliminated it. Part of the thing is there's a whoa, dropped my controller and almost killed all my NPCs. Part of the thing is there's a fundamental flaw in the engine with garbage cleanup, which for you non-programmers, it basically means when the game uses memory, it has to go through after it's done and get rid of all the memory it used and free that memory up so that your system can use it for other things. And the something SS2 was doing at launch of Chapter 2 was causing the garbage collection system in Fallout 4 to go crazy. Now, we didn't fix the garbage collector system. We just reduced the activity we were doing that was causing problems. But there are just natural things that happen all the time in your save if you're using scripts that will cause garbage buildup. And so every time you save the game, it decides to do garbage cleanup. And if it has a lot of it built up, it can take a while for it to process. And that's what that long save actually is. So the easiest solution you can do to, if you're having trouble with it, is just save frequently. And what the cool thing is that once the garbage collection is done, as long as you're not doing anything particularly spiky and like if you're doing a whole bunch of actions, like what I just did in HQ, like there's a good chance I get a long save after this because I just did a whole bunch of heavily scripted activities. So my game's going to have a lot of garbage to clean up in memory. So I could very likely see a long save after this. And so to reduce those, if you just save frequently, you'll give the game more chances to clean up garbage and keep going smoother. Quest WI, that was it. Okay, yeah, you're talking about the misordered topic records or something like that was the error. Yogi, is the department status or any suggestions dialogue with the Corecast HQ meant to dynamically suggest what to build next, or is it just fluff? It's fluff, but it's also misconditioned right now. So part of it is a lot of it was just like show off stuff that you think that character would care about. It was more like focus on those types of things and make for fun interactions. But it also points things out to players. So it serves both roles, I guess. But it's definitely not like it's suggesting something to you because it's important. But I also know that, like, I looked at the conditions and the person I showed how to set them up, I think I poorly communicated how to do so. So like I think that there's some mistakes in it and it's totally my fault, and so I have it on the to-do list to resolve. There's actually a position open on the team if anybody really loves dialogue. We have so much unimplemented dialogue or dialogue that needs conditioning, and I would be happy to teach someone to do it. If any out there who has the time and loves dialogue and would like to learn how to make quest and dialogue content, I will happily teach you. I'm not going to walk you through it. I'll point you to the tutorials I know and then help fill in your knowledge gaps, but we have an open position right now for that. Jason Lograms, thank you for the donation. I really enjoy the wiping sound effect for cleanup jobs. Great choice. Dell, if you're around, you got a fan. I think we were worried about that one, that it was going to be like an irritating sound because it's kind of high pitched. But there's actually one of the things that sound effects engineers have figured out is if you do a handful of variations for a sound, even if there's very subtle changes, they make a sound way less irritating. So I think he did a whole bunch of wiping sounds because he knew that high-pitched squeaking could get irritating if it was too repetitive. Let's add access to storage. Okay, we don't need simple storage. Sure, I can get out of there. Look at it. Our facility's energy still just crammed, and we triggered all those disasters. I don't know how many people left. I definitely heard some fighting. We just killed some guys. Hopefully we didn't set the place on fire, although Pra tells me he finally fixed the fire, and that's not because it was his fault. It was my fault that the fires were not working, but he fixed a bug in the code and confirmed on his save that it was working correctly now. So any guys who had those unkillable fires, it should be fixed. I was supposed to be fixed in the last version, but somebody pointed out in our Discord server that I may have put the patch note in the wrong patch, and it actually is in this patch. So it might be coming out on Friday in the 2.2.5 patch. The 2.2.5 is available in beta right now if any of you guys wants access to it, if you're having some issues. A lot of bug fixes and a lot of like improvements for add-on pack authors, because various things have come up in development and stuff add-on pack authors have pointed out to me that wasn't working correctly for them that I fixed or improved on so they could have more content. Argo the Ratfolk, with all the impressive work you have accomplished with this extensive mod, it does make me wonder if you ever consider making your own game rather than mod like Forgotten City did. My bet, and I can't put words in the mouth, but I bet Nick Pierce, who made Forgotten City, regrets going into the game dev business. I actually invited him to be a guest on here to discuss that, but back when I was doing the regular podcast, and he said, let me get back to you after I release because things are going to be hectic. And then things kind of, I think he got completely hectic, and he has not followed through on that. I'll probably reach out to him again one time to talk about it because I would love to have that discussion, because I wanted to have that discussion, like, what is it like? What's it like going through that? What are the things you miss about modding? And I'll ask him outright, do you regret that decision? Because I'm sure it was way more work than he expected. So that's part of the reason. I don't think I have the experience to make my own game, to be honest with you. Like, I think, I obviously had a lot of ideas that resonated with people. And I love working on a project for years. Like, I find this very enjoyable to slowly perfect something. So, like, that's worked out. But I don't have, like, the amount of money it takes to make a full game, and then, like, the scope of games that I'm interested in working on, I don't know that I'm prepared for it. So, like, that's part of the reason, is I haven't jumped in because I don't think I've had the necessary experience to do it correctly. I don't think I'd be satisfied making a small indie title. I would want to work on something meatier, and I know I don't have the experience for it. Let's see. Nezzy, dog meat with the doggles is the highlight of HQ. Yeah, good old dog meat. I love the doggles. That was a find in the last couple episodes, actually. Man, that facilities energy still going. The script lag in this is going to be real. Actually, let's go to one of the other floors while we're checking everything out. See how some of our other floors look. Let's go to the office level. And it's funny, I opened up the episode saying I wasn't going to have time for chat, but I didn't realize that it was going to take this long to build all this stuff, so lots of time for chat up front. Jet, not a question, just wanted to say thank you to you and everyone involved in this mod. You guys have gone above and beyond to make this mod incredible. Well, thank you for saying so. We got a lot of work left to do, and if you guys think I'm a little more fast talking than usual, that is probably correct. I am currently drinking or I finished recently, and now I have a coffee. I finished a quad espresso because I was planning on getting a whole lot of programming work done tonight. And that stuff does it for me. Helps my brain stay focused. Ironically, it does the opposite. I think most folks, that would probably trigger some ADHD activity, but for me, I just get like wired in, kick on some music, and I can go deep on coding. And then instead, you guys get to hear espressoed out Gath for streaming. Question WI, a follower of Deep Dive Gaming and a bug talking to Fiona and XDI, not allowing them to do any of the dialogue choices where she is giving you the money for the caravan people. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know that we're ever going to be natively compatible with XDI. Like, that mod changes some fundamental assumptions about things that we can't deal with, so it's going to require a patch. Now, I know somebody tried to release a patch, and from what I understand, there's a few bugs with it. And if that person wants to reach out to our team, we can get them on our Discord server and help them fix those issues. I don't know enough. All I know about XDI is it adds the ability to do some non-standard stuff, but I think XDI and FDI also change a few things that cause some of our stuff to break. Like, I know they have problems with the stuff in where there's smoke, where we use like a terminal or something. I know there's a couple of instances in some of our quests where they just break. So it's definitely going to require a patch. Ugh. So this thing right here is this has got to go on my fix list, because so sometimes if you see rooms where things are slightly offset, like a door just like a couple of pixels off, it's probably because that door or that room was designed in the other floor. So we actually have, we've got the 3 floors of HQ, technically 4 if you count the 2 in the main cell, but we've got 3 cells, and some of the rooms have the same shape. And so if we designed a room like on this floor, and we try to copy it to the room on the other floor, it might be slightly offset, but this room is unique. So this right here is just, one of us made a mistake. So I'm going to put this on my list of fixes. Save, what is it? Actually, let me check what this is. This is probably the utility room. Communal kitchen. All right, we're going to put save, communal kitchen. I think this is already reported on our Git, but I like having a save that I can quickly test it. So save communal kitchen, misaligned. There we go. But yeah, the middle floor here is looking pretty fleshed out now. We also have something funky going on here. Well, excuse me, hiccups. I'll see that when I go investigate this save later. We got our shower happening. Good old symbol monkeys. Yeah, place is really starting to come together here. I don't remember what we did with these rooms. Let's see. We selected these living quarters. Yeah, that makes sense. Need more space for bodies. Oh, this must be our armor lab. We built it on the carpet. Very, very good thinking, me. All right, let's build some more. I think the facilities energy is finally down, so let's do some living quarters. Now I'm going to give these a second because they're probably going to pop up with a room choice because there's so many of the same shape. Nope, that one worked without. Okay. I'm going to go a little slower this time so we don't bug things out. There we go. Yeah, this one's going to do a room select. Sure. Without. Oh, another deserter. We've upset everyone. Oh, security. It was a security officer left. Hope it wasn't Aiden. I think we have the department head set up to not leave, but.
You see a torque wrench around here? You let me know.
Hey, Ed. We got our fancy lounge down here. All right, what else can we build? What broke before? Actually, we can do some upgrades. Let's see, the catwalks. What is this? I don't want to build that because I don't know what it is. Oh, I think this adds a bunch of stuff to the catwalks in the basement, so we'll go down there first and see it. Let's see, we'll add, oh, we haven't looked at this room either. I should wait to do the upgrades until we do a tour. We'll tour around after I build everything, then we'll come back, do some upgrades, and see what changes. That feels like it would be good. I also can, since we're cheating here, I can show you guys some of the missions too. We can force some city plans and such. Repair. Oh yeah, let's repair some of these walls. These should be low impact on repair the roof dome. Yeah, these should be low impact on scripts, so we can do that. Build a few more living quarters. This feels like it's going to be some more. Oh, did I never build my apartment? Oh, I should do that. I guess when I was playing fair, it wasn't really worth using the resources, but you can see like we just decimated all of our building materials. Going through there, building materials costs on this stuff is very expensive. But that's assuming it's under the assumption that you would have quite a lot by this phase of the game. All right, let's check out the basement. Oh, what was that? Oh, that's our laundry room. Very good. Very nice.
Going down.
Deep Dive Gaming. Thanks for the info. Garbage cleanup causing long saves. I can work with that. Awesome. Quester WI. Who wrote the quest for the distillery plot? That was a guy who went by the online handle I Am the Danger. And he was in charge of organizing here's our armory, all the different writers who were part of the Industrial Revolution project originally, and then the ROTC Settler project. He managed all the writing for the newspaper and for that, and then he wrote that quest himself because I asked him to make it a priority because I wanted to get it patched in for the Industrial Revolution stuff. The distillery quest, that was one of the first quests we actually added to the game. Because that was where it was kind of like experimenting with this idea that you could dynamically add new quests based on what you were doing in some settlements. And I like that. It ended up being fun. The voice actor who did Magnum did a phenomenal job. That's actually, if any of you guys are YouTube people or YouTube fans and like to watch a lot of stuff on there, the voice of the guy in the distillery quest is Young Yeah. He actually did a couple characters for us. And then he does the character Magnum, and then Space Fiddle did Sam Sanford, who he last year he greatly expanded the amount of dialogue lines for Tom Sanford to make him one of those full-featured settlers that has like the barks for the shops and everything. So very appreciative of Space Fiddle, but unfortunately it took us forever to get that in, which is why I opened up that position for someone to help with dialogue, because I realized that we just don't have enough people doing that on our team, and tons like our ambitions for the amount of dialogue we want to add greatly exceed our available people to put it out there. Let's see. Oh, we don't need to clean right now. Wait, did I finish all of my building? It looks like I did. Okay. Although I know I had some failed buildings, so something's funky there. Well, I guess we'll look around. We'll see if we find holes. Why am I stuck? I mean, this looks like everything is building. I see like some little things that are bugging me, but not enough to say, put them on bugs, just kind of like a thing I gotta remember for the future, like the stall doors opening inward. I think that's probably realistic, but it always irritates me when doors open inward in little spaces in the game, because it's like, wow, we got all this room out here where we won't clip into things. Let's open the doors outward. that's nitpicky stuff. All right, let's start doing some upgrades. We'll see if I can find the ones for down here. So the science rooms, we've got... Oh, I guess we can just start spamming all these and see what happens. So armor lab, that was on the middle floor. So each one of these basically, you know, it says like +1 armor science research, armor smithing research. That corresponds to a different crafting perk, or a perk that affects crafting. And then while you're using our labs, you get credit for having that perk, even though it doesn't actually give you the perk. So it's like your lab personnel have been trained in that perk, was kind of the idea behind it from an immersion standpoint. So this is one of those great benefits if you're looking for like a personal reason to get involved with HQ. If you're just like, I want to have, you know, where's my reward? Where's the thing? Where's my payoff? And this is that. Like, you effectively get access to just tons of perks for... I mean, it's not free. Like, yeah, obviously these cost a ton of resources, but I think that's important because bypassing perks is could be pretty game breaking if you're not earning it. Oh, you know what? There's one really cool, this one, scanning bay I want to get. Some of the robotics stuff overlap each other, so I'm trying to make sure I choose the right one. All right, so now if we wanted to, we could add all sorts of turrets. Oh yeah, I don't know which one that was. All sorts. If you get that no room found, it is generally a sign you're going too fast. It means that HQ wasn't able to keep up with all your requests. So that's a good time to stop. All right, well, we just finished up and upgraded a power armor lab, so let's go check that out. Cerise is really getting lost down here. Whoa. Oh, I thought that was blocking my way, but it's right over here. Let's see, what did we get an upgrade in the power armor lab? Oh, we got a little suit here. So I don't have power armor right now, so no reason to use the lab. I'm not going to provide anything. Alright, let's head upstairs and look at the robotics lab, see what we added. If I can find my way around. So yeah, you guys aren't alone in getting lost. It takes a while to get used to this place, and I haven't spent much time in the basement, so. This place is crazy decked out. No fuss, no muss. Went nuts with the decoration in here. It's actually running really good. Like, the basement and HQ always runs so shockingly well. The main floor is can be pretty sketch. Because there's, you know, it's 2 big floors and so much going on. Let's see. We were going to head and check out the robotics lab, so lobby floor. Jason Lockrantz, I can't remember if we ever discussed the Creation Club, but did you ever grab any? And are you looking forward to new content in the coming update from Bethesda? I've played a little bit of it. Like, I think I have most of it, to be honest with you. I just wanted to check it all out. And I wanted to integrate some of it with SS2. With SS1, we integrated the dogs. Like, we injected them into the dynamic pet system. We never did that with SS2. It's something I'm sure I'll do eventually, because it's pretty low cost to do that. And I was pretty underwhelmed with most of the Fallout 4 Creation Club content. I think, like, you know, there are a few pieces here and there that were kind of interesting. Like, there's a moment in the Alien one where this alien ship appears and does this really cool disappear animation. That, like, there's like a couple of moments, and some of them where I'm really impressed with, but others I was just kind of eh.
You know what?
Like, really, I really had hoped, and I knew they weren't going to, and they said that, you know, and it was clear they weren't going to do a bunch of voiced quests and everything. But I really hoped that when they did the what is it? The one with that's involved Quincy, something to do with Gunners and Quincy. I don't remember which of the Creation Club stuff it is, but when they didn't, I thought they were gonna create like a proper story for that, or that redemption moment for the Minutemen, but it didn't happen. So that was a little disappointing. Oh, here's our little Nicole machine. I think this works. Yeah. Take ourselves a Nuka-Cola. Oh, hopefully it actually gave it to me. It took my caps, but I didn't see a Nuka-Cola added. And let's test that real quick. Let's drop our cherries. Buy a Nuka-Cola cherry. Oh, they fall on the ground. That's hilarious. Oh, that's awesome. So here's our decorated hallway in typical fashion of the way I like to see things designed. Very, very messy. I'm sure somebody will eventually release an add-on for a cleaner design. I know many of you guys are fans of especially with a facility you're building out, you want to see it all fresh and clean. One of the things I think most disappointed about with HQ is that I wasn't able to come up with a good system for allowing you guys to dynamically replace like the wallpaper and the ceiling stuff and everything, because unfortunately we had to use pre-combines in this cell or the cell was just unplayable. And so because we had to do that, replacing all these walls and stuff is not really feasible. What I think instead will be a thing, and I discussed this with somebody recently, that if you guys ever want to see alternate versions of HQ with like different wallpaper and like cleaned up and stuff, someone will have to basically make that as a patch mod where you instead of installing those updates, you basically just use that mod and it'll replace the nastiness. And you can always just, to headcanon it, install the mod after you get HQ established a little bit and be like, okay, that was me, finishing the project to clean things up. All right, let's see. I want to build the rest of this room. I love this player home. This was designed by Mr. Strong, who designed most of, well, I won't say most of, he designed some of our most intricate city plan designs for Rise of the Commonwealth. And he had worked on this player home room like way early in the process, and he actually did it in game. He went into GNN and spawned a workbench, built out the room, and then I don't remember how we did it, but we managed to export all the design and bring it into here, because he refuses to learn the creation kit. Okay, so we got upgrades. We want to go not security rooms. We want, it's either other or I think it's other. No, must be living areas, living quarters. Yeah, player apartment. We're gonna add the fire escape. This is one of my favorite adds. That's just has no like real tangible benefits, but I just love it. I mean, I guess it's kind of tangible. It's just not particularly something a lot of people would use. I guess maybe in survival mode, maybe you use it because you're not fast traveling. One of my favorite upgrades. Now I'm trying to see. Oh, I know. I was gonna say there's actually an expansion to the home, but you have to change out this design here, which I guess we can do because we have plenty of living space now. So yeah, let's do that. Change this. Change room purpose. We should get a player home expansion, I think it's called. How's it not coming up now? Let's see. Change room layout. Did we flag it as player quarters? I don't remember how we set this up. It was very problematic to set up. When we originally conceived it, yeah, it's not going to work. Not going to let me do it. When we originally conceived this idea of it wasn't going to be 2 rooms merged into 1, but that was when we were still trying to figure out. Yeah, I'm going to have to come up with a fix for that. But it exists a design that you can put in this room that takes down this wall and expands the player home. But that is really complicated to do, and generally HQ is not designed for that. It was just something I was trying to do cool for the player home, so I'm going to put that on my notes list of player home expansion broken. So one day we'll get that fixed in there so that you guys can have the full-size player home. Not that, again, there's no mechanical benefit to doing so. It's just for your own immersion's sake. There we go. So we now got our fire escape, so we can exit, and it actually spawns a fire escape outside, so you can get out of a different entrance. Again, no real medium. I guess a little practical purpose in that the player home is on the other end of. It's kind of far from the entrance, like because the entrance is we would have to walk through all the halls and get back to the beginning. But I think it's immersive as heck, and that's what I liked about it. All right, we'll let them kill them, and then you should be able to climb back into. Yeah, enter, and then you get spawned right back into your player home. This is one of those little like flourishes. We didn't. It doesn't. It's not adding any benefit. It's not really adding like plus resources or plus jobs or anything. It's literally just for immersion's sake. It's fun. Oh man, I'm way behind on chat today. Mod 140 can do some coding later in stream. I thought about that because when I realized, or before I was reminded I was streaming tonight, I had planned on finishing up a few things for the patch for Friday. And I'm like, maybe I need to do emergency coding stream, but I actually, the last thing I want to add to the patch is pretty simple to add now. In the next patch, I added another report called the production report, which shows you how your plots are creating virtual resources, or if you have the production plots from industrial, it'll show you the types of products they're creating. And I also want to do one for operating costs. And the code that runs production and operating costs are very, very similar. So it'll be a mostly copy paste job. It'll be just take a couple hours to get the second report in. Let's see here. Okay, entry decontamination arches. Sure. Put some security cameras outside. Where's our security desk or office? Did I put that downstairs or is it up here? I think this one's admin. This feels admin-y. Let's check.
You know, things are looking up.
Yep, administration office. All right, let's do some admin office upgrades so we can see what this place looks like when it's all decked out. Paperworks. Workplace therapist office. Oh, I think this is actually part. I don't know if that's in this room or not. Let's put it in. We'll see what happens. And then the library computers are up in the library, obviously. All right, let's see what this place looks like after these.
Superhero in a comic book. Mysterious farmer man. Villains are only cranky when hungry. How's it going? Yes.
All right, what other upgrades can we do here? Oops. Upgrades. All right, let's see. Let's add some decoration. And some little better lighting. Defensive walls on the southern edge of the rooftop. Sure, let's do that. Okay, we can upgrade power station. We can upgrade water treatment. What I want to upgrade is security rooms. Yeah, I think I want to add some turrets. These are fun to add. What else do we have here, though, besides those? We can upgrade the security room. We can upgrade the treasure vault. That's right. I think I've mentioned this other feature that I've been wanting to add, which is the ability. I want to take the thing they did in the what is that? Speaking of Creation Club content we were talking about earlier, they did a thing with security cameras where you can like view from the perspective of those, and I really want to add that to HQ. I think that'd be fun. There we go. Get all these lighting and decorations here. All right, let's upgrade the security office. That's on the mid floor, I believe. I'll go ahead and upgrade the treasury vault. Sure, why not? And then I'm going to add some turrets. I don't think I'm going to add missile. I think I'll go for laser. Now, the way these turrets work outside is we set up tiers of them. So there's 3 you can do right off the bat. It's laser, machine gun, and missile. And then you can upgrade the machine to heavy and the laser to heavy. So we'll do laser, I guess. Really deck this place out with security. All right, then we won't do the machine because I don't want to override on those slots. Let's see here. Oh man, we have so much we can upgrade. Uh-oh. I think we're triggering some triggering some disasters. We got some attacking creatures in here. What's going on over here? Oh, I guess I can build the oh, actually I can't now. So this is one of the things that when you're in God mode, it does not bypass the costs of the rooms, but I think I have an option in here to do that. So TGM works for things that show up in command mode, but not things off of the HQ room controls. But I think we have a cheat in here for that. Let me see. Under HQ, room construction costs here. If we turn this off, we should be able to build this then. Change room layout. What are you guys shooting each other? What is that? Oh, it's a mole rat.
That's Commonwealth.
There we go. All right, build our ER infirmary. All right, I want to see if the robotics lab thing is up and running. Oh, that was one of the ones that errored out when I got the message. There's like this really awesome animated bit in here that Sebo did for us. Let me see if I can get it working. Let's see, robotics lab. I'm not seeing it. So I think I either overwrote the slot, so I should be able to choose it from here. Let's see. Let's do replace upgrades. If this doesn't show up here, I might literally go find the console commands to cheat it, because it's a really cool looking little thing that I don't think we'll get to in the next playthrough. Oh, here we go. Let's see. We want to do scanning bay. Here we go. Okay, let's let that thing build. Hopefully it's not overlapping. It's been there's some complicated stuff to wrap your head around in the upgrade system in HQ that even we were struggling with, to me, where it was like, oh man, I gotta get this documented ASAP. Which I think we have mostly documented now for how to do the upgrade system in HQ, but there's so much information to digest with that. Fortunately, if any of you guys wants to add more content, here we go. Here's a fully fleshed out room, although this doesn't look right. Oh, I know what this is. So at some point, I put out a bug fix that I disconnected the vault boys from the decorations that are on the desks, like the admin desk, security desk, and that caused the rotation to get screwed up on these. So I need to update this. So let me put that on my list. So it's admin desk, clutter, rotation. Actually, I should just make a save with this too. So if you've seen some funky stuff like this happen in the security rooms or like in Aiden's office, this is because of an earlier bug fix I did. Save admin desk rotation issue. So this, I don't know what the best solution to that's going to be, but I'll put it on the list. We'll get it fixed eventually. And then, of course, that made me lose my train of thought. All right, let's go check out this scanning bay. Oh, but anyway, if you guys are interested in adding some basic content to HQ, like some new alternate room designs, it's super easy. Doing the complex upgrade trees like we did for the robotics lab is pretty difficult. Oh, here we go. It's going, too. Oh, and it looks like we finally fixed the clipping issue, so that's awesome. Occasionally there would be, after you built this, there'd be like stuff left that was covering up some of the tracks. But I don't know how the heck he did this, but look at this, like this little screen is animated and everything. And he said he did it without textures. That's all done with like vertex color animations on that screen. It's pretty wild. I can't remember if it keeps looping or not. Yep, it keeps going. So he's looking for a full bot, finds the headless, harmless one. Rejection. Such a sweet little animated system. I don't even care what the benefit of it is. I will always choose this because it's awesome looking. Nice work, Sebo. All right, let's see what else we can upgrade here. Armor Smith. I want to just do like as many of these as possible just so you can see like the full designs. Because effectively what we ended up doing is we approach the HQ room designs a lot like we approach level 3 city plans. We start out by just building like what's the coolest thing you can come up with. And then we figure out pieces to separate out for the sake of... Oops, no room's found for this product. So I probably hit overlapping slots there because I went too fast. So we'll give it a moment. So we just started with like the full design and what we wanted it to be, and then we broke it out into little upgrades. So as you finish all the upgrades, you kind of start to see the vision of the full room for some of the more complicated ones. All right, let's head outside and see if our turret systems are all up and running. Kenneth Creason, I restarted my game because the CPD quest where Shandy comes and finds you was broken. When he suggests you tip him, the next screen only showed arrows in response with no letters. I actually think I fixed that in either this patch or the last patch. I don't know when you did it, but I remember somebody was talking about that in our Discord chat, and I popped open the quest real quick out of curiosity because I happened to have the CK open, and I was like, oh, this is an easy fix. It turns out there's a bunch of stuff like that in the CPD dialogue. And it was the person who set it up was kind of learning at the time. Oh, we got this another one of these beautiful fountains by Ono for our entryway here, accented by the smoking remains of the gunner turrets with the water dripping off of the planet. There, it looks so freaking cool. And then this is another little one of those touches we added, which is just nice for adding ways to get around. I added one of our little climbable ladders, which our little climbable ladder system looks so janky now after Nihar put out his amazing one with the animations. See if we got some more turrets up here. But yeah, the CPD, a lot of the dialogue has some really intense over-conditioning on it, which can create situations where there are no dialogue choices, and it's just going to take a whole lot of man hours to fix. There's some of our security cameras coming up. So this is one of those things where I need to like create some new AI packages to handle this. But to me, I mean, I know granted we only have like a couple of security workers, and I think most of them left. Did you get assigned to security? No, she's an admin. Some of the rooms out here we did admin too, because we just wanted more people wandering out here. But to me, like this should be the primary spot for security workers. They should be like out here first. So we got a mix of people out here, not a ton. So yeah, I want to create some new AI packages that work better out here, because I would love to see, you know, like especially if you for survival players where you come walking in here instead of. In fact, it's so much to the point that once I fix that, I'm also probably going to add a second fast travel point to GNN where you can fast travel instead of inside, where you can have the option to fast travel like out here, so that you can kind of see all of your work in all its glory. And like it would look so awesome if you just saw, you know, a couple of guys standing behind the guard posts or the turrets up there and your flags waving and all that. Like I think that's one of the upgrades we can do. Let's check that we can add flags to the place. Because we really want people to like feel proud of this place after they built it all up. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and build some more of these upgrades while we're in here. Hopefully we don't trigger any more of those warnings. All right, that's enough. I don't want to push my luck. All right, so we've got... Yeah, see, I just pushed my luck there. One too many. All right, so we can upgrade to heavy laser turrets. Oh, you know what? I bet the decorations we moved to admin for the exterior. Let's try that. Let's go to admin. And then decorate. Yeah, here we go. East rooftop. Allegiance decor. Allegiance decor. There we go. I know there's a problem with some of the Allegiance decor in the main hall area. Some of them I think are mislabeled, and I haven't come up with a solution for that. I think what we have to do is instead of calling these like Allegiance decor and greenery tied to the labs, I think we have to tie them to the quadrant. Like I think we got to do like northwest quadrant or whatever, because it seems to be that they're always kind of static in their position, and so trying to pair them up to the particular lab doesn't work well. I don't know if you got many of you guys caught this over here. I may have showcased it before, but we also have it at some point. I don't remember what triggers it, but we get one of these little bunker hill style things, and this will actually attract the caravans, and then we put a few turrets out here. There was, briefly we were discussing taking this and turning it into kind of a room for HQ. I don't remember what happened with that. It might have just been like we were already pushing our luck with how many things we spawned out here that we didn't want to add more load. All right, let's head inside and see if some of these upgrades are popping off. Not crazy. A few streams ago, you asked if anyone had seen the settlers using the treadmills in the rec plots. I can say I saw them using them in Pra's super skill plots last week. Yeah, I think Pra has special versions of them. I think he's not using ours. I think he created his own. So he's got, because Pra likes to experiment with animations a lot. So he's got probably higher end ones than we do. Whoops. Walking straight would help. Did these trigger? I guess I don't have any rads, so I wouldn't be able to tell. At one point we had these actually working where they were doing the spray. Somewhere along the line that broke. There's so much stuff like that in the mod where I had it working at some point, moved on, and then some other change we did probably broke it later down the line. Like the one of them that I actually fixed for this patch just because I don't remember what I was doing, but I ended up with the tower farm plot, the 3x3 agricultural, and it finally inspired me to fix the elevator. There's always supposed to have been an elevator there, and it was gone, and it had been working for a long time during. Ooh, that's ugly. Let's put that on. I'm gonna put that on my list of. Let's see, save lower hallway clipping. I don't like that. I hate Z fighting so much, which is what they call that when there's multiple things in the exact same location trying to fight for which one should get rendered. So the tower farm is meant to have an elevator, and it did when we first put it together, and then it broke at some point during development. I fixed it again, and then between then and launch of SS2 originally got broken, and finally got around to fixing it. It was such low priority because most people wouldn't even know that it was supposed to be there, so just kind of left it alone. But it was finally irritating me enough. And that's going to be the case for a lot of the like little stuff that's not necessarily game breaking, maybe like immersive breaking or irritating. Those are the things that are, yikes, taking lower priority. Which I think most of you prefer that I focus on bigger fish. Anybody else hide in here? Hey, janitors, we're gonna need clean up here. Oh wow, they just like auto disappeared somehow. The janitors were on top of that.
Hello, sir.
Every time I wander around in some of our mechanics, I start thinking of more feature creep I want to do. Like now I want to be able to buy a beer from Frenchie Jr. Another thing for the list.
Not the worst of dumps. Those are actual dumps.
Thanks, Crow. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate all the encouragement. All right, let's add some greenery. Actually, yeah, I'm going to just build those two, and I want to see where those actually end up. So I did medical lab and robotics lab. Let's see what actually gets the greenery.
It's a nice day, subjectively speaking.
What do you have to say?
Any cram around here? I could go for some broiled cram.
Hey, as long as you're not mocking my work. What do you have to say? I just want to know your opinion on HQ. I want to know if my fix for the happiness dialogue is finally working or not. Oh, here's some of our greenery. And it did show up next to the medical lab. And we got some next to the robotics lab. So those actually worked correctly. So maybe those are set up correct. But yeah, you can see the allegiance decor, which is what we call the flags and stuff. They ended up getting created at the Chemlab and the infirmary instead of the two I chose. So I think those might be tied to... Those are not dynamically set up. Those are set up like hard-coded, but we named them to where they were originally designed probably. So I probably got to change those names to be based on the quadrant. All right, let's go to... Yeah, let's go back to decorating. Let's get this place looking nice. Cafeteria decorations. All of our greenery. Sure, lower hallway decorations. Some upper hallway flags. I should choose a flag too, just to make this place look a little nicer. We're down to 40. Oh, we're only at 41, so we've only got 2 deserters. That's not as bad as I expected. I should just walk up the stairs, but there's just like a cluster of people hanging out on the spiral staircase. So we're going to just take the elevator.
Going up. Second floor.
Ooh, how do I pronounce this name? Mijanu Stags? I believe you put the utility door fix in your notes months ago. Yeah, that would not shock me. There are many notes, and I'm sure also for the folks who watch the stream who put stuff on my bug tracker probably also put it there months ago. There's a never-ending stream of things for me to do in the mod, so that is why things seem to get done haphazardly. Hey, there we go. Get some flags appearing. Because every week I try and put a mix of time into things that I think you guys will be excited about, things I will be excited about, things my team need, and then just like little bugs that have been sitting there forever, probably irritating somebody. I try to juggle a little bit of everything every week, and I never get enough done. There's never enough time. Whose room is this? Oh, this is just general living quarters. I don't think I built any of the staff rooms, which is something we could do. Like Jake and Lupe each have custom room designs for these 2 spots. I really should build Jake's. Let's see if I can change one of these. Change room layout. Although I probably got to change it to... I got to change the purpose to engineering headquarters for that. I think I'm going to change the other one though because the lighting was all funky. So I don't know what happened to this one. This one probably needs a refresh. But now I got to wait for this to come up. Yeah, we're going to change you. Change room purpose. And we're going to go to engineering head private quarters. There we go. And that should be pretty quick, so I should be able to... Nope, it's still doing something. Wait, it doesn't think it's built. That's odd. Okay. Oh, there it goes. It's just, it's clearing out all the old stuff still. Okay. Just being impatient. Alright, what do we got here? Engineering private quarters. Okay. Alright, now let's try seeing if the thing shows up here. Construction. Oh, we got science job now. But I already have the air infirmary. That's odd that this is showing up here. I want to build it and see if it breaks something. Just out of curiosity. Alright, let's try this room construction menu. Jake's quarters, there we go. And each of those, I think each of the quarters and the offices have an upgrade available. So you can make it more personalized. And I think some of them, the first draft, I think it's like just crates and stuff on the ground. Like the person barely took the time to build a bed, to set up a bed. And then the next one you get to see all their belongings. Our hope long term, and this is a little bit of a spoiler, but our hope long term, it's one of those like features where we really want it, but it'll definitely it will not take precedence over more important features. We really love the idea of items you can interact with in their quarters, like in the Mass Effect. I don't remember if that was in all Mass Effect games. It was definitely in Mass Effect 2, where you could go activate, or am I thinking of 3? One of the ones where in the Normandy you could go to their quarters and activate their items, and they would talk to you about it. And I love that feature. Nice way to learn more about characters if you're into that stuff. All right, let's see. Let's go back to engineering, do some more upgrades. As you can see, there's just like unlimited stuff. Like this is really a late game activity with how much stuff you can do. You can really go deep on HQ and spend a lot of time in here. All right. Expanded care. I feel like the infirmary, I probably am asking for trouble with all the stuff I just did to it. All right, we'll do power armor. Sure, robotics lab. Some sample collections. I don't remember which one. So one of these competes with the slot for that, and I don't want to lose it, but I guess we got to take a risk. All right, we'll do our weapon lab. I'm basically just going until I get that error, which means I overplayed my hand. Covering the floor with blue men. Treasury vault, sure, upgrade 2. What else can we upgrade? Just going nuts here. Improved lighting? I didn't even see the original lighting. Let's go check out the cafeteria lighting. That should be over this way. Whoa. Alright, you can see the decorations starting to fill out. Oh, we got some fountain action. Oh no, big fan of water features in his designs, which I appreciate. Alright, so here's our basic lighting. I think this is the cafeteria. I think this is the quiet dining hall out here. This is the cafeteria. So let's see what it looks like with improved lighting. And medium cafeteria, improved recipes. I don't even know where the medium... Is this the cafeteria out here? Yeah, this feels like it might be the cafeteria. Because we have 2 room designs that are kind of similar, but I think the quiet dining hall was one of the few I designed in here. And I definitely didn't have food out here. So this might go to this. Oh, we can finish up the cubicles. What are we up to? 61 people? I expected more, but I think part of that is that we've torn down a couple of rooms to put in other stuff. Oh, we can upgrade water treatment. Let's put some blue men up on the table. Upgrade the power station. Alright, I think we're pushing our luck now. Alright, I really just want to see. Let's watch the improved lighting situation. This might be it. It might have already... As this feels brighter already. But I haven't been paying attention enough into the corner to know which one's going. Oh, we lost another person. Down to 40. The deserter is very unhappy with my management style, which is spam them all with unlimited work. Javier F. Since everyone is asking their thing, there's feedback with the no options were sent to be selected from bug in HQ. I hoped it got addressed to keep enjoying this excellent mod. Thank you, Kingath. So the feedback. So there's no feedback with it because it's not really a bug. I think it's more like a. What happened is you built 2 projects that use the same space most of the time. So if you mean like we should put more informative error messages, yes, that should definitely be something we do. And I'm sure I will at some point. Like we want to do kind of an overhaul to the learning curve of HQ at some point, but that probably won't come until either closer to chapter 3 or after it. There is going to be before, like by the time, probably launching alongside chapter 3 is a a skip feature to HQ, not to skip it entirely, but to like kind of not. It's going to be like a really low end version of city plans. Like there won't be a lot of customization to it. It'll just basically be like you can choose to just get all of our default construction options type of thing. Something simple like that, I imagine, or like get random options, something along those lines as an option for HQ for people who just not interested but still want to have, play the story and see this place filled out and see all their people have somewhere cool to go. And so like there's a good chance we address some of those issues at that point when we do that. Okay, engineering's not busy anymore. We can upgrade some more. Power station, water treatment. It concerns me that we have infirmary and ER infirmary options here. I don't know if that's because I screwed up the naming on them, or we are just causing all sorts of chaos with our building. Alright, let's go check out the robotics lab and see. I feel like this welding bench is like tickling the back of my brain of like it's gonna cause a problem. It's gonna overwrite something. Okay, so far we didn't overwrite our fancy little setup, our little robot machine. So let's see what happens when we build a welding bench. Because I think it's gonna share a slot with that, but we'll find out. That'll be a nice one to add to my list of go try and figure out. Actually, let me do this. Let's do save pre-welding bench construction. And if it overlaps or screws up my robotic scanner, I know that that's the problem child that I gotta sort out. All right, weapon lab. All of the research. Level 3 treasury vault. Do we miss anything over here? I think it's just the turrets. Yeah, just going to heavy laser turrets. What's in the other upgrades? Oh, yeah, we were going to go downstairs and check out the full basement, and then we'll upgrade the catwalks while we're down there. Yep, there it is. Welding bench. That's our problem guy. So it's supposed to be that the robotic scanner and the welding bench each share a slot. So when one of them is used, it should remove the other one as an option, and that's clearly not working. So I probably pointed them to the wrong slots somewhere along the line. Are we have to? I feel like I just did these. Maybe I'm double buying them. That's okay. Yeah, let's exit out of here. All right, let's head to the basement, check out how things are looking. But you can start to see this is starting to get fleshed out. And if you can imagine, this room rotated 90 degrees over here, I believe that it was one of the ones that was supposed to be in the entryway. I can't remember which ones were which. Is it this one maybe? And I can't remember which ones, but there were two of them with more like seating areas so that you could see across them and check out this beautiful fountain right as you walked into the door. To the basement. Man, even this I thought we were gonna have more. The time always goes so weird when I'm playing. Like I feel like when I'm doing quests, I get a million quests done in an hour, and then doing settlement and HQ stuff, the time just flies on by. Like I feel like I've been doing this 20 minutes, but I just look at the clock and I'm on almost an hour of doing this already. Oscar Fry, so any tips and tricks for SS2 Chapter 3 for us? Nothing yet. The only thing I can say, tips and tricks wise is, I guess, I have a solution for your, you guys problem with, balance with resources in, particularly for people playing in complex, or the component level difficulty of complexity. You will have a much easier time come Chapter 3. Alright, let's scope out our situation here. So I think this is our treasury. Hey, I actually remembered to fix the door. For the longest time it was clipping right through here. Treasury looking a little sad. Not much going on yet. Oh, it's got a few safes. Plenty of player storage here. Oh yeah, right here. So like right here, if we were to add the, originally the plan was you click on these activate security monitors and you get to go look at all the cameras. I think that would be really cool. Again, no real like tangible benefit to it, just a fun thing. Is this a working Nuka-Cola machine? No, just decorative. Alright, let's head up here, or through here. Here's our water treatment. Oh, we threw a bathroom back here. Head on over to the weapons lab. The weapons lab looks pretty dramatically different, I think, once you do all the upgrades to it. Because it had so many upgrades. So we had to do, like, you know, just take out little tiny chunks just to have changes every time you did an upgrade. So it's... because there are a lot of perks associated with the weapon workbench. Alright, let's check this out. Let's go... upgrades, other... we'll do the catwalks that are... pretty sure they're down here. I think it just adds a bunch of clutter and stuff to make them look more interesting. Oh yeah, we still got more weapon lab to upgrade. And we'll go ahead and do the power armor too. And screw it, let's do the infirmary and see what happens. See, I feel like these two feel conflicting. And part of the, and I think that's another like data point where we just don't have the space to put all the data. That was another issue with HQ, like putting in the slots and everything. I think the solution to that might be like the last data point we haven't really used with the HQ stuff could be the visualization, like these blue men. Like we could do something, change them instead of being these blue guys to be like a different shape. You know, so if you see like 2 with a plus or something, then you would know those use the same shape. You know, like almost like a kid's toy, like a series of shapes that are very distinct, and then you'd know that those shared a slot, something like that. But like right there, I just tried to double use a slot, and so that's what that error is. So I think we're starting to see some random clutter appear on the catwalks. I think probably some player storage over here, yeah. Oh, these didn't get flagged as player storage yet. I got to them quick enough to get the loot. Oh, we're down to one. Our whole security department is just like, I'm out of here. Get 37 people. Look at that. We just destroyed ourselves with the with the deserters. I overworked everybody. Whoops. Oh yeah, Jake's private quarters improved. Why is it showing Lupe's quarters? I wonder if her thing accidentally got flagged to use the same slot as Jake's, because hers should not be available right now. I'll put that on my list here. Why is let's see. Save Lupe quarters available incorrectly. I wonder if we flagged her as her room as using the head of engineering slot. But even if we did, it shouldn't show up because we filled that. So here's the power armor lab. I think this is most of the upgrades now. Just a lot of little clutter and stuff. More stuff to look at. Make it feel more fleshed out. So little visual bonus to go along with the fact that you got more perks. Like really, the perks are the part that matters. In fact, it's so much so. One of the things that I thought about that we could do as a twofold thing. So I thought of 2 ideas for the future of HQ, like the long future, not anything immediate future. But there are 2 problems I see with HQ long term. One is for Xbox players. This place probably is a slideshow, especially the main floor. Like this floor, maybe not as much. And then the other thing I would be is that I think eventually, especially if we don't see a ton of add-on packs come out for it, some folks are going to want to like fully customize this place for themselves. So I think I have a solution that would help both people, is really like all of the mechanical stuff with certain limitations. Like obviously some of these labs, we need the workbench activator, but for the most part, the benefits of these rooms have nothing to do with the items in them. So I thought it could be an interesting option if you could turn off the construction to where it didn't physically add anything. It would just add you the benefits for you know, in exchange for the cost of the resources. And then you could effectively turn on build mode here and let people build whatever they want, and they would just use the construction mechanics for the sake of getting benefits. You know, that could be an interesting like 2-prong solution to problems. One of giving players infinite customization, and then the other of giving Xbox players a solution to that problem. So there would be a lot of like gotchas with that, I think. Like enabling full build mode here probably cause some problems that I haven't thought about. So it's not, again, not something I'm looking to do tomorrow or anything, but something I've thought about. All right, let's see if this one works. Or how about this one? Let's see what those do. Or one of them's going to yell at me. Upgrade 4, sure. I think we're almost done with the upgrades. All right, let's send a, since we're playing on cheats here, let's send a draft city plan upgrade. Let's send some folks out to upgrade a city plan. We're gonna upgrade one that's ready. I'm trying to remember what each of these look like. Oh, let's do County Crossing because it's been stuck. We'll bypass the hey, you guys have a temporary solution to the rise of the Commonwealth bug of them, some of them not being able to upgrade. Force it with HQ. Let's also, I also want to see if, can we do the clear out infestation? Oh no, this is that's to clear out the, okay. I was hoping we could send somebody to clear out Murkwater, but I don't think I've discovered Murkwater yet. All right, let's check out, can we do a ASAM mercenary mission? So we can actually send them to take over a settlement we know about and basically convert it over to our side. Let's see which ones we have for options. Oh, we can finally get the Slog. Some of these I thought I already controlled, so there's something funky going on with this list. Because we've got 10 Pine set up. Okay, yeah, there's something wrong with this list. Let me put this on my list. So the ASAM missionary, let me double check that. Maybe I got the wrong task. Quinn settlement to join you by building them a city plan. Okay, no, that's correct. It's, I thought we had 2 different missions here. Now I'm confusing myself. So I think this is like either they don't have a city plan you can use this for, or if you don't even have, you haven't even joined you and they don't have a city plan, or maybe both. I don't remember exactly how that's set up. I'm gonna have to go check. Now I'm like concerned this is, I could have sworn there were 2 logistics missions. It was one to convince them to join you and one to build a city plan, but maybe I have that wrong. Anybody know offhand? I'm gonna go ahead and do one anyway. We're gonna start a remote city plan for a settlement I know we haven't built one in yet. We'll go check it out. So we're gonna send you guys to, let's see, we haven't done Grey Garden. We haven't done Bunker Hill. I'm actually surprised Bunker Hill's on that list. Bunker Hill is one of my favorite city plans. We'll do the Slog, because that was, we were trying to take that over and we couldn't, because I couldn't figure out why they wouldn't join me. I think it was because I have to do the Minutemen quests. And then you get a chance to choose the actual city plan. So we'll choose our complicated one, ROTC. And now that should start remote building. Actually, when we set that up, the remote upgrading and everything, I had to start doing some of the pre-build code for Conqueror. That's actually what I had to start coding that system early, which worked out well because we needed to test it a lot for Chapter 3 release. All right, let's head on upstairs again. I'm glad I'm getting to answer a lot of you guys' questions while we're doing all this, since this looks like if I want to do everything I'm hoping today, we're not going to have quite a divide between playtime and chat time. Deep Dive Gaming, is it possible to build every room option in HQ? No. You can build most of them. But you will definitely run into a couple you have to make some choices on. But it's hard to actually know that, like it's not clear. Which, you know, for better or for worse, like, you know, maybe that's better because then you don't get FOMO, but maybe worse because you don't know you have some options because we don't have enough UI options, and I haven't figured out how to solve that yet. Fortunately, like the taking over build mode gave us a lot more data points because we were able to add, you know, we get that whole description up at the top, which was nice. What else do we have here? Establish supply agreements. This is one, has anybody played with this much? This is one of those ones where I thought it would be super duper powerful for building up settlements later. The idea with this design database is basically like once you've seen a level for a building plan, that your settlers could skip to that immediately. So, or rather upgrade to it immediately. Like they'd still have to pay the costs. But so like, let's say for example, you've already seen, you know, the level 3 checkpoint, which is our 1x1 martial plot. And you've already seen level 3. So then anytime settlers build a new checkpoint martial plot, they could immediately upgrade level 2 and then level 3 because the design is already discovered. Since from an immersive standpoint, our explanation of the way plots work is that the ASAM sensors scan the available materials and create a new design for it. And then so like as you collect more resources, the settlers use the ASAM sensors to create better designs. So then it's like, well, why don't we give them the option to just reuse those designs they already know about? But that's a really powerful like skip feature, which is why we buried it in HQ and didn't make it just like a natural part of the gameplay, because that's, you can bypass tons of mechanics with that. So I've been curious if anybody's had much chance to play with this, because it should make late game settlement build up really fast. In fact, this is something I probably should have done now that I'm thinking about it, when we were doing all of our stuff to try and force upgrade all of our settlements, is I probably should have done this, because then I could have bypassed a lot of the waiting time. Caravan expeditions, for those of you guys looking for the ability to connect like Far Harbor and Commonwealth, that's what this is for. And then there's a similar one in engineering to connect your power transfer. So if you have a lot of stuff in, where's it at? Engineering design, I think. Yeah, here we go. Communications buildings will connect. So you've got the communication relays, and then the power transfer extensions are those are the three different ones. And the communications those are used primarily for the what do you call it? The salvage beacons and the Mark 1 beacons. So setting these up will allow your communication stations to connect together, and then it would be so that your caravan services teams from different world spaces could go to each other, and they probably won't physically travel, like, because there's no path for settlers to go from Far Harbor to Commonwealth or vice versa. So they'll either just never do it or they'll teleport. But that's I'm not interested in solving that mechanical nightmare of making settlers ride on a boat. That's too much. Let's see here. Yeah, level 5. I guess we're kind of done going down to the basement now. I think we're pretty much wrapping everything up here. So what was so let's see, we had a remote build of the settlement. So this is like a pretty fully decked out HQ now. The only thing we're not seeing is how many people we can cram in here, which unfortunately, because we had all those deserters, that's not going to look great. But maybe before we, while I'm chatting later in the episode, we'll just go to all our settlements and just send everybody until we max it out, just out of curiosity. But the I lost my train of thought. I was on something else, and then I just remembered the people thing. Oh, well, it'll come back to me. So yeah, so this is the one room that we don't have any design for. We had a plan for a design, and we have like the skeleton for it, but it's going to require a lot of technically complex stuff, so it just never got finished. So for now, if you're ever wondering what can you build here, you can't build anything yet, and I assume that an add-on pack author will fill that space relatively soon, since we now have half the HQ tutorials up there.
To investigate a report of shots fired.
You point, I'll shoot. Hello.
Okay, so I think that's as much as we're gonna poke around HQ for right now. Other than I want to send a whole bunch of people here, see how she feels.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to the Ron. Let's see if he's got anybody for us. Oh, I should have talked to Preston before I left. I think in one of my test saves, or one of my tests messing around with the save for testing stuff, I found that Preston was ready to give me old guns. Argo the Ratfolk, if the upgrades rely on giving perks to your workers, like you just said, those upgrades, would that cause an incompatibility with something like Clangdon's Perk Fest, which changes perks? It might. I don't know.
Don't worry. You're safe from this.
I don't know how that mod works, so yeah, it might not work with that. So I think it depends on if they went through and changed all the recipes too, because then that would have been there would be an inherent incompatibility with that too, right? If they changed all the crafting recipes for everything. We're compatible with a lot of things. Like, I would say most mods we are compatible with, but there's going to be occasional somebody does something pretty overhauly that we're not going to be able to handle. Jason Lockrantz Gunners versus Minutemen. Oh yeah, you're reminding me I forgot to change my flag. That was something I was going to do, and then I got distracted, as I often do.
What's the word?
I want to know what you got for me, buddy.
Little knowledge can be a profitable thing.
Any idea where I can find someone?
Looking for talent, are we?
Oh, Gunners versus Minutemen. Are you guys talking about the CC? Dang, I'm way behind on chat. That was like, oh man, that was like 40 minutes ago. Wow. Yagi, your question about player quarters expansion, we saw firsthand that it's still not working.
Few days.
All right, the round's still got nobody for me. I know we're missing a lot of settlers. Actually, let me show you guys something real quick here. Give me a second. Gotta find some files. Documents, and I know you guys can't see my screen. I know. Fallout 4, logs, script, user. What is it called? SS2 unlock, I want to say. Whoa! So much stuff open here. Give me just a minute, guys, and I'll put my screen back up. Okay, now you guys can see this big brick wall of text. Very exciting stuff. So I think if we search in this for, so this unlock manager log will tell you like why things are failing, and sometimes it's obvious and sometimes it's not. Like when it says this like usage requirements things, that's meant for add-on pack authors to figure out. But occasionally it'll say it'll talk about specific things. So like this thing is saying like this unlock couldn't happen because we don't have enough level 3 of this building class. Excuse me. So what I'm trying to see is if we have any unlockable characters in here. Unlockable character. Let's see here. Look for our unlockable characters. I'm going to find which ones are close and see if there's anything we can do to trigger them real quick. I can also just use their records and force them to spawn. So this one, we're missing a certain L1 active plot count. That's interesting. So we're just short on some. This one we're missing some settlements. So I think I'm going to force these characters here. So let's see. We're going to grab... I'm going to start a notepad here. We'll start grabbing some characters we can create. Let's see. We're going to grab you and you. Unlockable character. Who else we got? And you. We got quite a few here. Did I miss any others? You. And then I think these are these repeats? FD88, no, that's a different one too. Yeah, we're missing quite a few here. 89 we're missing. Who are all these people? Let's see, do we got this one? Nope, missing this one too. So we're missing all sorts of characters here. And this one we're missing. Man, what's up to? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 so far. We haven't seen yet. 9E, that looks different. So if you ever want to wait, I'm about to show you guys how to cheat all the characters in. I'm just trying to get the full list here because I'm curious how many. Okay, I think that's all of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like we missed 9 characters. So let me see if I can remember the console command. It's something like CQF SS2 NPC recruitment manager. I want to say test unlockable. Oh, you know what? I want to do it from a settlement because it'll spawn them right in that settlement then. I also am not 100% positive I have this command right, so. And then it's going to be like playing roulette here to see how long each of these characters take, because a couple of them probably have pretty long quests. I can think of 2 off the top of my head that are going to require us to do a lot of running around. All right, so let's go to... I'm going to go to the castle because I know there's at least one that is specifically coded to go there, so I don't want to break her. The rest of them I think can go anywhere, so they should be fine here. Oh, we got a nice storm that I'm going to make go away since we're in full cheat mode today. There we go. All right, let's see if I can remember this console command. SS2 NPC typing. Not well. If I can move the controller, that'll help. NPC recruitment manager, and then it gets test unlockable character, and then you type in the code, and then I want to say you do. Is it something like none true? Unlock record found. Attempting to release and track. Successfully released to tracking. And then convince the deserters to return. Here we go. We got one. So, yep, that was the command. So, test unlockable character. I don't remember. I think the none, you can do like the ID number of a settlement. And then true means something. I just like have this memorized from using it so much that I don't actually remember what those flags are for. But
Hey there, Chief. I don't suppose there's anything you need repaired. That Pip-Boy, maybe? Leaky bubbler?
I assume you can fix that?
I'm pretty good at repairs. Machines, plumbing, small electronics, you name it. I've even come up with a few designs of my own. With mixed results, I'll admit. But even Edison had to learn 10,000 ways not to make a light bulb. So, need anything fixed up?
you need to fix your ear, buddy.
Do you want to set up a permanent shop? I know the perfect place.
Are you for real? You would offer me a place to stay, just like that. Well, in that case, there's something you should know. I've been run out of a few places because of my experiments. But that won't be a problem. I promise not to do anything dangerous without your say-so. So just... thanks for giving me a chance, Chief.
You can stay right here.
Ah, there you are. Finally. I've been
Oh,
waiting to talk to you.
we can just trigger old guns this way.
Here I am. What did you need?
I'm Ronnie Shaw, Commonwealth Minuteman. At least I was. Back before Joe Becker got himself killed and the idiots took over.
Oh, I missed a super chat. I'm so sorry. Joe Simon, thank you for the donation. In regards to the dialogue master help, would that person be responsible for writing the dialogue? No, it would be all just implementation. We have we have plenty of writers and lots of content written. It would be entirely about rigging stuff up, so it would be a creation kit work. Sorry, I missed your and probably some like a little bit of not dialogue editing, but it would be like I would say dialogue choosing. So a lot of times we get the voice actors will give us multiple takes, and we need somebody to do a pass, and like we have people on the team who would do it as well, but it's often helpful to have somebody just do a quick pass and pick some lines and put them in so we can see how it feels. But my apologies again for missing the super chat. I didn't have the I'm so far behind in chat that it didn't come up on my screen. I'm just gonna hurry up and speed through this because we're not actually, now that we have the cheat, we're not gonna actually complete this.
The Minutemen are the good guys again.
Yeah, we're the good guys, blah blah blah.
Use more experience.
Yeah.
Really believable.
Best equipment was stored there. Weapons,
Okay,
ammo,
thanks guy.
automatics, you know.
Or lady.
Come on.
Okay, on to the next one.
I'll show you.
So I think with Alan Walsh, I think you get like one of those return to talk to him type objectives for his quest. So like you get him immediately, and then he actually has a regular quest for you too. So I don't think we got one from him, right? I'll turn that off. Okay, let's do the next person on the list. All right, where's my notepad? Here we go. So next one is this. So now we're gonna just do this and then change the command. So this one, 901 FDAA. Attempting to release and track, successfully released. Who do we got here? Uh-oh, he looks angry. Tyrone, what do you got for me? He looks like he's about to get in a fight. Uh-oh, is he flagged to fight the Raider, or the Brotherhood? No, he gave up on that plan.
Hey there.
Hey, boss man, you got some time?
Yes.
Good. There's this time-sensitive thing I really need your help with. Something with a terminal deadline, if you catch my drift. The thing is,
Something funky looking about his outfit. Beebs, if you're watching, can you check out this guy's outfit? It looks real weird.
Until my body simply said no more. I led the best group of badasses and assholes this heap has ever seen. But there's a saying, the best raider is the one who knows when to quit.
Maybe quitting is for the best.
It is, though I'd really rather not. Still, we work with what we have, not with what we want. And what we both want is to minimize the impact my group will have. I need you to help me get my pet back from my old group. They're keeping him in one of our old camps. I'll mark it on your map.
I'll get right on it.
Good luck. You'll need it.
Okay. Find spot. All right, our first. Okay, so I think if we do a couple of these settler quests, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep triggering these because then we'll get all of our objectives built up, and we can hopefully double dip a couple times with jumping around. All right, next person on our list. Oops, I didn't need to delete all that, but none. True. Who do we got here? Tracking. Who do we got? Oh, no man. All right. This is one of the other ones I think we gotta jump around for. I feel like I'm missing another. So we added 3 settlers in Chapter 2, and their IDs would all start with A. I'm trying to think who the third one was. It was Alan Walsh, No Man's Land. Who the heck was the third one? Come here. Get back here.
Hey.
Hi. So you're the general of the Minutemen? I heard it on the radio. Freedom Radio. Or Radio Freedom, was it? So I'd like to report a crime. It has to do with the Quincy massacre, where all those Minutemen died. I know who's responsible.
Now, if any of you guys want to like legitimately unlock these characters and you can't figure it out, or like I'm showing you new ones, the wiki should have all of the triggers documented. Like people have figured it all out, and I've shown the people who work on the wiki how to do it. So you should be able to find all those. It's generally either quest completion requirements or having certain combinations of plots in your settlements.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
A while back, I overheard a trader out of Quincy in the Dugout Inn. He was shit-faced, going on and on about how Quincy was safer than Diamond City. Some lowlife kept goading him about Quincy's defenses. And that idiot trader took the bait. I think. I was drinking heavy myself that night. But look, Quincy got hit 3 days later. I knew it wasn't coincidence. I think the trader, I think he's the reason all those people died.
I'll find him. You have my word.
It's not that easy. And I don't want to accuse him if he's innocent. Look, I'm not asking for you to do anything. But if Quincy ever flies the Minuteman banner again, just, you know, keep your eyes open, yeah? Look for anything that mentions Danny V. That's the trader. Maybe you won't find anything, and that's, you know, also fine. But if Danny V sold out Quincy, his accounts need settling. If he has all that blood on his hands, I will tell you exactly where to find him.
Here we go. All right, Quincy. Oh, that one actually activated itself. Oh. Oh, okay. I was just like, wow, that was very, very close to the other one. What are the odds? But that is actually probably a miscellaneous quest I need to disable. There we go. All right. Let's go back inside the settlement. So usually when you use this recruitment cheat command I'm using, it'll grab whatever settlement you happen to be in and use that as the place to send them. I think there's a couple of exceptions where it doesn't, but let's see. Who do we got here? Potential recruits. I think this is one of our Foggy Winters. Yeah, this is one of our what we call introduction only settlers.
Oh, I'm Foggy Winters, fashion designer and trader extraordinaire. At your service.
Oh, I just realized why we're not getting a bunch of settlers is because I haven't done any commercial, and like I think there's quite a few that are tied to commercial, and I've basically ignored it.
At this point, I'll take all the help I can get.
Smashing, darling. Just show me where you want me, though I excel at buying and selling clothes.
You can stay at the castle, and then I should just immediately send you off to HQ, even though your stats are probably not great. Most of the introduction-only NPCs. It depends, though. I think some of them that had like strict requirements. Yeah, see, her charisma's really high because she actually I think has a pretty high requirement from what do you call it? The number of commercial plots you have to have. All right, let's.
Hi there.
We'll start sending people to HQ as we get them.
Interested in coming to work for me?
To GNN. Start filling that place up. How about some of these Minutemen? Can we send them?
Can I ask you something? What do you say? Want to work for me?
All right. Off you go. Can I take Ronnie? That would be a bug.
Hey, Ronnie.
This is the door to the armory.
Nope. I gave up. I didn't mean to talk to you. Go away. What about him? We shouldn't be able to talk. take him either.
I just want to trade a few things.
Okay, good.
I hope you're finding the broadcast.
Perfect.
Oh, cool.
That's useful.
What about, can I send Alan
Got a
there?
minute?
I could, but that would probably break him, so I
Second
shouldn't.
thought. Yeah, forget it.
I'll put that on the list. Alan should not be sendable until after his quest. Just type it up since I got this notepad open. Alan shouldn't be sendable to HQ until after quest. I think we have a few characters like that I need to flag them, like don't let people send them there until then. They prevent them from getting funky. Okay, next one on the list. We're cruising along here. 1FD88. Attempting to release, successfully released and tracking. Oh, what do we got here? Oh yeah, D Harris. This is another one voiced by Young. Yeah, let me put this. I'm putting notes down here about which ones I didn't unlock because I'm really curious. I want to look up their requirements tomorrow or when I have free time just to see where I missed the mark on getting everybody unlocked.
Hi. People around here told me to talk to you. I'm D, and I trade in chems, or you know, I try to. Anyway.
Hey, give me some space, buddy. Sure.
Show me what you got.
No, you got Jet.
Hey there.
Hi. People around here told me to talk to you. I'm D, and I trade in chems, or you know, I try to. Anyway, you want to make a deal?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Interesting. This is not working how I recall.
Hey.
Hi. People around here told me to talk to you.
That's weird. He's definitely got a quest, and I think it's a simple one. It's like to just give him some daddy-o or something like that.
Anyway, you want to make a deal?
I don't remember how this...
You seem upset.
Ah, there we go.
What's wrong?
Well, you might have noticed that my business ain't exactly booming. Shit. It's running about as well as a legless feral ghoul. Fucking Morowski.
Anything I can do to help?
Get this. Daddy-o. Ever heard of it?
I think we've been holding on to daddy-o just for this moment for many a week.
Super rare stuff. Where can you buy it? Who knows? And that's where I mean we, come in. You get me a dose of daddy-o, and I'll take care of the sales. Mountains of caps, my friend. So, you in?
I'm in.
All right. Oh, this is gonna make us.
Don't mind my typing if you guys can hear that. I'm just putting notes. I'm doing something I should do every week, which is like note down to myself what I planned on doing so that I actually go back and do it instead of forgetting partway through. I want to check out County Crossing because we forced an upgrade there. Oh, excuse me. Does anybody remember where oh, Slog, right? We sent to capture the Slog and build a city plan there. So I'm going to make sure we visit those two. Okay, so he needs daddy-o, which I should have now. If I didn't sell it by mistake somewhere down the line.
Hi. Here it is.
Yeah, I can hear them caps jingling now. Oh, this partnership's gonna pay off big time. Oh, here's your advance cut. So I was thinking, with the dose you gave me, I can figure out how to make more of this stuff. I just need some pretty specialized tools. I see you've been building stuff. If you can get something like a Chemlab or a chem factory running, I bet I could synthesize more of this. Maybe even other rare chems you bring me, like Excel. So you feeling this? Build me a place with the tools?
I don't remember if this unlocks the Chemlab or if you're supposed to have it before he shows up.
Oh, I'll find you when you get the lab running. Caps, can you hear them yet? Oh, I can.
Sure, you can come to the castle. Let's see. Do we unlock the chem factor from this? All right, let's see. I want to build an industrial plot. I don't think we even have production unlocked yet. So I don't think we can build it. So I think that there's probably a requirement around that. That's probably why we haven't seen him yet. We don't have production yet. But now I'm curious if it like silently unlocked in the background with him. Oh, you know what? I bet it is. I bet if let's do this. Let's do the cheat. Since again, we're kind of we're calling this playthrough like somewhat retired. Let's do the cheat, and what usually happens is any building plans that we're supposed to unlock that you haven't gotten the class for, it's supposed to kind of queue those up for after the class unlocks. That's what's supposed to happen. I should always speak in those terms because you never know when something is not working like it's supposed to. Whoops, not what I want. Building classes. Yes, do it. And we'll see if we trigger some unlocks here. Now we got to give that a little time because it's got to do... Actually, we should probably also, now that I'm thinking about it, might as well turn off building costs if I haven't done that already, since we're, again, full-blown cheat mode here. Gameplay, costs. Giving a little preview for what it's going to be like starting next week. Construction cost plot off. And we'll turn off city plans. I don't think we're going to do any city plans, but... Alright, let's see if the Chemlab showed up here. So there's our production. And here comes a bunch of city... Yeah, see, a lot of these building plans I doubt I had yet. So they're all popping up because we just triggered that. But Chemlab is not here yet, so I'm thinking that might trigger in the next round of checks from the unlock. Or it was set up so that you don't get D until after you unlock the Chemlab by using the salvage beacons. I don't remember which. So, to test that, we're just going to sit and wait for a second here. And that'll trigger another round of the unlock system. Let me find a chair here. I guess we can just build one. Give me a waiting chair. Or a bed. That works too. Yeah, we can wait till morning. And we better do 24 just to make sure we trigger it. I have no idea when the last unlock check was done. And while we wait for that, let's head back to chat and see how many hours I am behind now. Question WI, is there any benefit for your settlement when you upgrade the caravan plot to level 2 and level 3? I think level 2 unlocks fast travel for survival players, and it works with the Mark 1 beacons, and then I think level 3 is required for salvage beacons, if I recall correctly. That's also going to be a source of some new features. The caravan services level 2 and 3 will be a source of some new features in the 3.0 patch. Oh, more deserters. We are getting wrecked. HQ is going to be empty by the time we get back. Kind of creasing. The CPD bug fix must be in the upcoming one, as this was yesterday. I ran into the Shandy dialogue bug. Okay, it's either in tomorrow's patch or I didn't do it right. Could be I will believe either. All right, we didn't get a trigger, so let's see if one just slid into the building plan thing. No, it didn't happen. So I don't know where the chem is. Irrelevant. You've seen him now. You saw D, and then like once you build it, he just says, you know, awesome, blah blah blah, and he joins your settlement permanently. All right, next character on the list here. Oh, where's my? There we go. Oh, this one's 89, so just got to change one digit. Who is this one gonna be? Successfully released in tracking. Oh, one of the Institute, yeah. So this one we would have had to make to the Institute and talk to Father, which we didn't do yet.
Hi.
So, it's finally you. I'm told I have to talk to you to get my project going, so let's do this. This place
where are you going?
smells
Where are you
even
going?
worse than I feared. There's a thing I need you to do for me, but
First, I want to walk circles around you. Oh, the walking while greeting thing that this game has is so ridiculous. Come on.
I'm told I have to talk to you to get my project going, so let's do this. This place smells even worse than I feared. There's a thing I need you to do for me, but first, introductions. I am Dr. Meztilli Jones. Nope, I'm not a medical doctor.
I'm interested. What is it you need?
Books.
All right, finally
All
she
I need
stopped.
is books. So much more was lost when the bombs fell than people realize. What we lost is actually worse than what we lost when Alexandria burned. Some of it is still.
I can't remember if we have a book collector for every faction or not. I know we've got one we got Charles for Brotherhood, Dr. Meztilli for Institute. I'm trying to think if we have one for Railroad. I don't think we do.
Move on to the next part. What are you waiting for? Go.
We're probably not doing that, but thank you. Thank you for the offer. That is not an interesting enough quest for me to go do. Some of the quests are kind of basic, and I'm going to just skip those. I think the ones we have so far that are interesting, I think I want to do Allen's, Tyrone, and Nomen's so far. I think all of those are are worth a quick go through because they got some interesting dialogue afterward, or some funny bits that happen during them. All right, who do we got next? Who's up next? Oh yeah, this one is. Oh, did I do? Although I can't. I don't think we can do Howard yet because I don't remember. I don't think we did the Assaultron one, so I gotta skip him because without doing the Assaultron one, his doesn't make any sense. In fact, his will break. His is actually locked behind doing OM0Rs, which that's not. Who is this? Okay, so I'm writing down notes about these as I said. So this one's Howard. Which one is this? Who do we got here? Is this Lucky Bucky? It's not Dogmeat. Joe Lawson. Okay. Joe Lawson. So, oh, Lucky Bucky is the other one I'm missing that I don't even see on my list, which is odd. It didn't come up in my log file.
Hi. You don't look like you're the one to talk to about joining a settlement. Yet, here I am.
Okay, so development story. Joe Lawson, I'm sure you guys can tell, is voiced by Mansfield. So in the original release of SS2, the Mansfield character sounded way too much like Joe Lawson, way like the same character, and they're meant to be much different characters. Like the Joe Lawson is meant to be like the hoity-toity spoiled rich kid, whereas Mansfield, like, his heart's in the right place. He's only spoiled because he just didn't know any better growing up in a vault. So we had,
Hi there.
trying to think of names now, what he goes by online. Why can't I think of his username? Elk. Why is it? Oh, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so bad with people. I probably would be just as bad if I knew people's real names, so I really can't hide behind this. But it's like Uncaged Elk. This is gonna kill me. I gotta get his name right. I gotta go to credits and find out. Because now I feel terrible. Uncaged. Yeah, Uncaged Elk. I knew it was Elk. I just couldn't think of the first part of it. Okay, so Uncaged Elk voiced Joe Lawson here, and he originally did Mansfield, and the character came out sounding too samey to this character and had kind of the same vibe. And he was kind enough to go re-record all of his Chapter 1 lines when he did Chapter 2 to make sure Cedric sounded different and didn't come off so irritating like Joe Lawson does, like, which is by design, like you just that kind of person.
Keep us safe and let us prosper, but sure, let's give it a try. Just listen to me. It'll work.
Sure, you can stick around, mostly because I'm just collecting people at this point. I think Joe Lawson is also one of our intro only ones, but it was really awesome of Uncaged to do that, to go back and re-record Cedric, because we knew he was going to be like a main character and we needed him to be likable. All right, send you off to GNN. All right, who do we got left here? So I need to find Lucky Bucky. Did I already see Lucky Bucky in a previous episode and I just am forgetting? I'm so far behind on chat. I think I've asked you guys like 3 questions that I haven't bothered to check for the answers to, because I don't want to lose my spot in chat now. Like, I really want to answer everybody's questions. Oh, Odette. This is one of the ones we for sure want to do. This is one of my favorite quests in the mod.
Potatoes out of rusted Corvigas. Long as I have a patch to call my own, I'll farm anything you need. Even melons.
Come again? What do you mean?
I fucking hate melons.
I didn't even ask questions about the melons. Okay, that's fair. You hate melons. Got it.
Hate to ask, but I need some help.
What type of help?
Don't worry. I'm not asking you to move my furniture. Used to own a farm of my own. Don't talk about it much. Not since I lost my better half a few years back. Made it to 58 in the Commonwealth, and he dies of a busted appendix. I want to make the journey to where I planted him, but I don't think I can do it alone. Could you help me make it there?
Sure.
Yeah, sure, why not?
You mean it? I'll head out right away. We'll meet near my old homestead. Sold it to a young couple who reminded me of how things used to be. They said I could visit him anytime I wanted, but better the two of us show together. They're skittish around people they don't know. Thank you for this. I won't forget it.
Okay, so while I was listening to her talk, I just started jotting down NPCs I know I haven't seen yet. I can't believe there's so many. This is nuts how many we have gotten in here. No wonder some of the writers that worked on the project of yours, I've contacted them and asked if they want to expand on things. And they're like, what else do you want to add to this mod? It's got enough. Okay, maybe they're right. Maybe they're right. But I just thought of 5 more characters we haven't gotten yet that didn't show up in the unlock log that I can go look up. So yeah, so we're definitely not going to see everybody today, but it's given me a list now I can go through and show you guys on the next playthrough. Make sure to get those, even if I have to cheat them in. So I think what we're going to do is let's go do Odette's. I really like her quest. I think it's a nice little somber moment. Let's see. Go up to Green Dome. Oh, and on our way, we will go check out our county crossing upgrade. And we'll check with chat here and see all of the many things I missed. Quester W, I have crazy female weapons dealer Caravaner as one of his Stu's NPCs. You need to rework it. AI package. She and the 2 guards keep heading towards GNN and getting nuked by super mutants and the gunners. No, I think if you're talking about Cricket, I think that's a vanilla one. Nezzy, the photos in Jake's room do not work for me. They're blank. Not sure if that was ever added, though. Curious what happens for you. We'll go back to HQ and check that out for sure. Do you know, are they purple or are they just like, they're just blank? There's just nothing on them. Okay, so let's see. County crossing.
I don't mind this place. I'm used to hunting.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Oh, it's one of our engineers. He just did the upgrading. Fantastic. Or he's working on the upgrading. This looks the same to me. So the way the missions work is, oh, cool, it's working. So the staff will go to that settlement and actually hang out there. And that's, like, we don't have them, you know, if we had more animations to choose from, like animations for them, like, I don't know, what would you do for a blueprint upgrade? Maybe like, you know those guys who are like, you'll sometimes see on the streets and they're like, oh, I just realized it's Easter. There's bunny ears on everything. That's hilarious. Who've got those like laser scanner thingies and they're kind of like taking measurements everywhere. Surveyors. Like, we could have them doing like survey animations. Like that could be kind of cool. Maybe that's something for the future. Is have our engineering team come act as surveyors. Let's go check the slog. Did they finish over there? I guess I didn't really pay attention to my notices to see if any of these missions actually completed. I think the missions are all, they don't use the bypass timer system because I wanted to make sure people got a chance to see this, see that your HQ staff actually out in the world, and with the bypass timers, you'd have never got a chance to witness that. And I think the missions take 3 days, if I remember correctly. But yeah, this one clearly hasn't happened yet. So let's see if our logistics team member made it out here and is hanging around. Hello? Anybody here? Oh, there we go. Just finished draft the city plan upgrade. So just as we left, the county crossing probably upgrading right now. You can, oh, and it looks like this one's triggering too. You can now use the workshop at Slog. So that means, in theory, a city plan is about to pop here. And we might get sucked right up into, what do you call it, cinematic mode.
We grow the best tarberries in the Commonwealth.
Now I really want to hang out here and see what happens. It's also possible that the code is so backed up trying to upgrade County Crossing, it might take a few minutes here for this to happen. Or maybe it'll bug out. Maybe nothing will happen. I haven't tested this in a long time. It's not happening so far. All right, let's head on over to. Oh, there it goes. Oh, but I just ended it because I was in one of the triggers to exit out of cinematic mode is to close Ripboy, or open and close it. But now we should see stuff, and it might actually pop me right back in because the way city plans work in SS2 is, there it goes. Yeah, they're made up of these things called they used to be called layers. Now they're layouts. They're just a bunch of workshop framework layouts stitched together, and every time one fires, it tries to put you in cinematic mode. That was mostly just due to a sequencing. I know some people have put this as a bug, and it kind of is, but it's like a bug that I don't have a practical solution for. that cinematic mode is actually tied to when layouts trigger, because that's the only event I have to respond to. Up we go. But yeah, now this would have happened, like the construction, we have all the code in place for remote construction. I'm sure some of you saw it in your playthroughs before you even got into HQ stuff. If you ever noticed, when you get to if you didn't do much settlement building, and you get to the quest Hostile Takeover, you might find that Oberlin Station suddenly has a settlement built in it that you did not build. So like that was another point where we had to get some of the remote settlement stuff working, but that was like very light compared to the changes I had to make to get this working. And then the code will be even further improved when we release 3.0. So we want this system to work like while you're still in the pre-war area. Oh, I guess I need to exit out. I just realized we're getting our stream flagged by these cheesy guys who like to put claims, and then I gotta wait 30 days to fight their claims. It's so irritating that they can continue to claim on the Fallout 4 theme song. And I've been told by Bethesda's legal department that they're aware of it and they're taking care of it, and yet still happens every time. If I've let the Fallout 4 theme play for more than like 10 seconds, I get a flag on my video. All right, so there we go. Finish the project. ASAM missionary mission. So I don't know where our logistics employee was. I didn't see them, but I mean, as we saw with the ventilator, they had to have been around somewhere. Or maybe that one's not set up correctly. I don't know. And now they'll start building this up. Cool. All right, let's go. I guess we'll swing by County Crossing and see if that... I'm assuming that has finished upgrading now since it triggered the city plan here. And then we'll go do Odette's quest. All right, let's do some more messaging here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put this on my list. This is why I did this today. Nezzy wants to see HQ. Show Jake's room. I'm putting that on my list, my to-do list. So I can cross off County Crossing and Slog. All right. Question W, I turn off desertion for HQ. Yeah, I should have turned off the disasters for while I was doing this. I might as well at this point so that we don't lose even more folks while we're trying to show off like how big it can get. In fact, I'll just start sending every settler. Like I'll send all these guys here because why not? We just want to see what it feels like when it's got a ton of people in it. I'm really curious how well it does distribution. So we have a system in HQ that once you get past certain thresholds, I think it's like 40 and 60 people, it breaks your staff into shifts. So at first it goes first and second shift, and then when you pass 60 people, I think it switches to 3 shifts, where they're each assigned a shift, an 8-hour shift of where they work, an 8-hour shift of sleep, and they have, I think, like 3 hours before work and 5 hours after for leisure. So it's like designed to kind of like distribute your people around as much as possible instead of like in settlements where you just get everybody clustered around the one bar. Hey, I guess I can just turn off desertion. We'll leave fires, infestation, all that stuff on. I don't think staff messes actually works. I don't think I've... Whoa. Okay, well, this just answered a bug fix, or just proved a bug fix false. I put in the... I think last episode we were talking about, or maybe the one before, that I need to turn off demolition from city plan upgrades, and I changed the code to fix that, but it clearly didn't work because we just saw a bunch of explosions. Back to the drawing board. I'm gonna need to do a much deeper dig to find out what's going on.
Can I ask you something?
Come to HQ.
Coming to work for me?
The whole town. You're all coming to work for me.
Growing pretty good. Got a minute? What do you say? Want to work for me?
Okay, no problem.
Farm's not much. Hi there. But would you be interested in coming to work for me? Can I ask you something? Would you be interested in coming to work for me?
Finished improvements at County Crossing and then promptly abandoned their home.
Got a minute? You interested in coming to work for me?
So many people. Come here. Come here.
Hi there. You interested in coming to work for me?
All right. All the people. What about you guys?
Can I ask you something? What do you say? Want to work for me?
Making up for all these deserters.
Yeah.
Got a minute? What do you say? Want to work for me?
Okay. Everybody's very agreeable. I appreciate that.
Would you be interested in coming to work for me? Just looking to trade a little.
Okay, you guys already got.
You got a dangerous look about you. You ain't here for me.
Got work to do. Can't talk now.
Can I ask you something? You interested in coming to work for me?
There we go. I don't know how many people we just recruited, but it felt like a lot. Oh,
Back
more.
hurts, my feet hurts, everything hurts.
Okay, have it come hurt at HQ.
You got a minute? Would you be interested in coming to work for me?
Okay. Is that everybody? Do we raid the whole town? Nope, you look new.
A day of hard work never changes.
I just want to trade a few things.
Nope, we must have already got that person. Anybody hiding in here? Not the mannequins. How about in here? Oh, I like that they use that door in this settlement. That's kind of fun. How about up on here? Hello, recruiter. I'm here to talk about our Lord and Savior, Adam. Have you heard of him? Nope. Okay. I think we probably didn't get everybody, but we got a lot. All right. And this time, I always like the settlement. This is really cool. They went to try and get like an Old West feel. Like, so you got the kind of I don't remember what they call that kind of construction, but you've got this kind of like saloon feel with a little balcony with like all the buildings kind of in little. It actually looks kind of strip mall-y, but it's got the Old West vibe and then like the big kind of town hall-y feel. I always like this design. It was really well done. All right, on to Breakheart Banks, just north of Greentop Nursery, to meet with Odette. Mijanu Stags, would building the city plan be under engineering or facilities? So the building the city plans from scratch is under logistics, and upgrading them is under engineering, which I think we already got to. Torberg, I love the upgraded plot. Oh wow, this is from long ago again. Every once in a while, you guys, I catch a message where I can remember the moment I brought it up, and it's like, oh my god, am I so bad at keeping up with chat? I love the upgraded plot you've built before feature, and I'm using it as I type this. Yes, it's great for quickly getting a late game settlement built up. Awesome. That is very good to hear. I'm glad it's working and is having the intended effect. Because I think like one of the things when we were designing out HQ and talking about all the upgrades it should have is like, think about all the things the player has done to get to this point where they're just going to be bored of it, where we need to like give them an out to be like, I don't want to do that anymore. Like I don't want to have to wait for settlements to build up, or I don't even want to build them anymore. Because you definitely get the fatigue doing the same thing over and over again in a game, no matter how much you enjoy it at first. Abduleo, this has probably been asked as it's old news, but how do you feel about the upcoming anniversary update to 444 that will most likely break the majority of mods? I don't think it'll break the majority of mods, to be honest with you. I think it's going to break F4 SE mods for a couple of days, and that's it. I don't think it's going to be like it's a Skyrim SE type of update. I think it's going to be way less cool than that. If it was that cool, I mean, that'd be awesome. I'd be all for giving, like if they make a major, I'll say this, if they make a major overhaul to Fallout 4, that's the equivalent of what they did for SE, where mods have to be rebuilt in some form to make them work. I can't commit to it because I don't know how much work it'll be, but I will be very, very interested in converting SS2, I probably wouldn't do SS1, but SS2 to make sure it works with that one. We have so many years of labor and love poured into this mod, I can't imagine abandoning it like that. Like that would tear my heart out. So if they do a major overhaul that requires updating, I'm pretty sure I'm going to commit to the work. All right, where is Odette? I think we beat her here. Well, good thing there's a town right here we can go wait in. She probably got stuck somewhere because we were in the castle, and that's kind of an awkward position to path from. Usually, though, if you sleep, everybody figures out their pathing with good old Bethesda teleportation. Anybody a chair? Perfect. Our waiting chair. That has broken pathing. Oh, there it goes. I think comparing it to Legendary update to Skyrim that sent modding back to the Stone Age, Did the legendary update do that? I don't feel like legendary update did that. Like, I don't think that's broken. I thought it was the special edition, which was what really messed things up. I thought the legendary just like knocked things out for a little bit, but it didn't. Like, it primarily, like, it didn't update to 64-bit or anything. Am I wrong about this? Didn't legendary just basically give everybody CC content and then broke the F4SE for a little bit while people got to work on it? Or am I wrong? Was the legendary edition, or am I thinking of the wrong names of things? I'd lost track of like what all the different updates are. I don't even know anymore. They have too many versions of Skyrim. I can't keep track of it. But anyway, I don't anticipate Fallout 4's update to be that bad. And like, we don't even depend on F4SE. So, you know, with the exception of a few features in Workshop Framework, like SS2, and if all they do is break F4SE, SS2 will keep working. It's all Workshop Framework. You would just lose access to like the wiring features and such, which aren't required. All right, let's see if Odette is over here now. Or did we break her? That would be really sad if you guys haven't got to play with this quest. I kind of want to do the dark ending to this quest, just because like the way it was implemented was really cool.
Keep your head down.
Yeah, we're gonna do a vote. We're gonna do a vote. I think we'll see how you guys are feeling. Where's the poll thing? Engage. What is this? Engage with your audience. Start a poll. There it is. Oh, that's weird. They added a new QA option. All right. So here's my question: is dark or happy ending? That's going to be the. Oh no, we'll just because it has a default yes no. We're just going to dark ending yes no. It's going to be a yes no question. You want the dark ending or the happy ending? So if you answer yes, you're voting for the dark ending to this quest.
The whole thing smells like a trap.
Maybe. But maybe it's not too late. Right. I'll hang back for now and join you when it's clear. If you see any sign of that family, you keep them safe.
Okay. Let's go kill some super mutants. Am I in God mode still? Let's turn that off. Let's at least have a little bit of tension in this combat. Hello. There's a mutant hound. Wait, was he laying down? Can super mutants lay down and I just never knew that? Or was he just sitting? I think I've seen super mutants sit, but... Dogmeat, your job is to take care of mutant hounds that run up on me. Oh, my endurance is... Oh. Whew. Bullet sponge. Oh, you guys are in a good mood today. You guys are like feeling like decent humans. No, on the dark ending is winning out. You guys like Odette. That's great. Alright, where's the shots coming from? Oh, there he is. Hey, buddy. Did we get them all? I think we got him. Nope. I hear another one. Hey, buddy. Ah, terrible shot. Ah, no, I want this. I'm like shooting his armor at him. Oh, brutal. What do we got here? Exterminator's handmade rifle. Oh, that's terrible. And over encumbered. All right. So I learned something very interesting about legendaries yesterday or the day before. The entire system is done through scripts and magic effects. It's not like an engine level system. I would have assumed it would have been an engine level system, which is pretty wild. I mean, they do have the engine level part of it that it does the UI thing and like flags the enemies with the star, but otherwise it's all done through, like, a modder could have added it, which is crazy. All right, I feel like something's supposed to trigger right here. What's going on? Did I not get them all? Kill the super mutants. Thinks there's still a super mutant alive. Anybody still here? Or do we got a bugged out quest? So this is usually we have these trigger on what's called a location clear event, which is basically means you killed the boss NPC, which we clearly just did. Yeah, he's dead. Not playing dead like a. Oh, here we go. Here's the other guys. One of these guys must be flagged as the boss, which is odd since we just killed the legendary. You must be in charge. Oh, this one didn't reload. Get him, doggo. Hold him down. Thank you. There it is. Okay. Okay, now we can go trigger this. Alright, I'm glad it's not broken. Well, so far. Oh, you guys are in a fight over whether you want to see something bad happen to poor Odette. It's so close. We're going to let the vote keep going until the final moment when I have to decide. Alright, let's see here. There we go. Investigate.
Damn it. Look what these monsters did. They were a young couple. Little one on the way. Now they're meat. It's how it always ends out here. Come on. I don't want to look at this place anymore. Not much further to go.
Here, have a disease cure. I don't know what you picked up in the 10 minutes you were living at our settlement. It must be a filthy place. Oh, she took the shortcut. We are at a dead heat here. 42 votes. Dead even. 21 for each. Yes and no. Who's going to break the tie? I'm not going to break it. I'll just sit here until somebody breaks it. Oh, we got a couple more no's. Taking the lead. 53%.
He's over here, where I left him. 50 years I knew him. Married for 40. Couldn't have children. Too many rat storms, we guessed. But we stuck together. Survived together. Now I'm alone. Don't know how I'm supposed to survive. Or why I should. Some days I want nothing more than peace and quiet. That's why I sold this place to that young couple. On my toughest days I'd visit. To remind myself there was good in this good-for-nothing world. But they're dead because I sold them the homestead. Because they reminded me of a future my husband and I could never have.
All right, we've got a clear. We got a no. 53-47. You guys are nice. Let's end that poll.
You didn't know.
If you want to see the dark ending, just antagonize her every time you get the chance.
My husband anytime I wanted. Did my soft heart lead to a soft mind? It's time I stop putting this off. I can't survive without him. I need peace and quiet.
That's ridiculous. No one deserves to die like that.
And nobody deserves to be food for monsters. But that's the world we live in.
This is one of those moments where we were really irritated with the way that the sit animation is, or the animation she's using. I think it's, I don't know if it's like Neil something, I don't remember what it's called, but their heads are locked in that position. Like at that moment when she got real ornery, she should have looked at the player, and it doesn't do that because the default animation, some of them, they have the head locked in place for some reason.
What exactly is going on here?
Peace and quiet is what I named my shotgun.
Oof.
Look, sometimes things don't go the way you planned. That's life.
You'd know, wouldn't you? I'll never get how you can keep on, but you do. There's an old coffee tin I buried by the homestead. Some of my husband's effects. You mind getting that for me? I need a moment with my husband. Don't worry, Self. I'll stick around.
Did you find the coffee can? It'd be funny if he grabbed her gun. All right, dog meat, leave it. Skywise, I use the perk vest in SS2 and I haven't had a problem. Awesome. So there's the answer to the question about the HQ labs. I don't know, Skywise, if you've done the labs. Is that any problems with those? No, there's the melons. She hates them.
Those on the grave, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure.
I miss you so much. But it's like you said. I can't let that stop me from living. I won't be back to this place where your body rests. That's because you're with me everywhere I go. And I want you to be with me as I live. Thank you for being there for me. For being who you are. You let me know what you need. I'll always be there for you. See you back at the settlement. Don't be a stranger.
Question, character written by Corned Beef #. Odette voiced by Eileen Anglin. Eileen Anglin is the voice of Pandora, for those of you guys who have played through Conqueror. She did a couple other characters in here. Like I think she did Lainey in Voice of the Commonwealth. I think she probably did 2 other settlers. I think she did April Lee, which I don't think we've seen. That's one of the ones I put on my short list of settlers we missed. And this unlocks Odette's single window. Originally, during development, I've talked about this, I think. We were going to originally do like way more unlocks for characters until we realized 2 problems. One is that there's going to be a space issue. But more importantly, just there's so much work to do this many building plans. But we were going to have all the characters have custom work and housing. And originally the tower farm, the 3x3 farm, was going to be Odette's. In fact, we should probably switch it to a skin. But if any of you have built the tower farm, you might have noticed that there's like a little memorial on the bottom floor. That's why. It's actually Odette's memorial to her husband, because the original design of that was for her. And we needed something that was a high-tech farm, and that was obviously the most outrageous farm design we had, so hers ended up being ported over to being that. So what we should have done is made the items for her thing a skin, but just ran out of time in development for when we were trying to release SS2 originally. So there's Odette. What are you carrying, dog meat? He just brought me some super mutant pants. Well, yeah, that's a great little quest. I think really heartwarming, and the dark ending is really like the way it was actually implemented by Nika Cola, who did the Machine in Her mod, and Nika did a really good job with this quest. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. I'm trying to think if we want to do. I think we can do. I don't know if we want to do any more of these, or if we'll save them. Let me look at my list, short list of sellers. I'm trying to think of which ones I can easily do in another playthrough. I think this, because especially if I'm willing to cheat, I can show you more of them, no problem. Let's see, April Lee, Emily Marcus, Lucky Bucky, OM0R. I would really love to show you guys OM0R and Howers is a great little quest line. It's oh no, we crashed. Oh, we've gone how many weeks have we been going? Week 39, and we have not had I don't think we've had a crash outside of me doing stupid stuff intentionally. That's pretty wild. I wonder what that crash was. Anyway, well, let's load back up. All right. Well, the good thing we're cashing out this save, because like now that happened before we got to finish this quest. Mount 142. If the char only shows up with an L1 plot and you have already upgraded everything, they might not trigger. I think it was probably a plot I don't have yet. So I think that L1 plot trigger, I think if you're talking about when we were looking at all the character triggers hours ago, this is probably when you sent that message. It was probably the some of the industrial production plots that I haven't gotten, or it could be commercial because I haven't built hardly any of those. All right, we're not going to finish this again here because we'll just leave this running. All right, let's head back to HQ and let's go check out Jake's quarters. No idea what would have crashed the game around here. I don't think we're near anything particularly bad. Huh. Very interesting. Crashes are. I actually have. I'm gonna put that on my notes. I actually have buff out installed, so I can go investigate what that crash is afterwards. So check out buff out crash log after stream. And I think OM0R I think is tied to industrial, like the probably the high-end industrial. That's probably why I haven't seen her, because I've hardly done any industrial construction from beyond the gathering types. We didn't do any conversion or production building. Cat Nerd, how in the world do you keep track of what's on that many Notepad++ tabs? So I am a people who see how I develop are always like, how do you get as much code done as you do? I find, so what we usually use for coding is something called an IDE, and it's like, I think it stands for Integrated Development Environment, and it's meant to assist coders, and it'll do things like autocomplete code and make suggestions, and I find that stuff really obnoxious, and so I turn it all off, and then once I do that, I'm just like, well, why am I bothering with an IDE that I got to pay for, or even a freebie, when I love Notepad++, and so I started switching to Notepad++ for a lot of my coding. And one of the downsides of that is when I want to search multiple files, that is something an IDE does better. So my solution is I just open all of the files I need to access all the time, like a lot of my management quests and utility function quests, and then I can just do a search all open files option. And that is how I use that many Notepad++ tabs. So it's just me being a weird developer. So that's why I have those open. All right, so I think this should be Jake's. Okay, yeah, that is correct. I'll say that looks odd. So got his, we invented our own Texas Commonwealth flag, because I don't know if Bethesda actually has an official one or not, but because Jake's originally from Texas, we've got, he's got a picture of his daughter in here. So to answer your question, Nezzy, yes, the textures are showing up, so I don't know why they wouldn't be for you. Nezzy, do you happen to be using an AMD card? We've had some problems with some of our textures not rendering for AMD users, so maybe it's that. Got a little, made himself a little fire. That's a... I'm trying to think what that... But would they have had, like, electric fireplaces like this? I guess, well, you could say Jake's an engineer. He came up with it. I'm trying to think, is that immersive in Fallout's timeline? And then, of course, we've got his little workbench and his map from before. And, like, I think it's probably got... Oh, it's backwards. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh no! Oh no! You've got oh no designed this room. We put the thing on the wall backwards. These are notes from Jake's father. I didn't even know we had this rendered on the back. That's pretty wild. I didn't think we did a double side. I'm gonna put that on a save because that'd be it'd be a relatively quick fix for me to do. Save Jake's quarters. Oops, why am I putting a comma? Save Jake's quarters. Map and letters flipped. That's funny that we actually rendered them on both sides. Usually we wouldn't have bothered. Oh, are there? Oh, I was gonna say that'd have been a nice touch if that was a lootable box of ACM sensors. But anyway, so when you first build their rooms, they're usually like a bed and a bunch of boxes, and then if you improve them, then they unpack all their stuff, and you get to see some personal details about the characters. So one of the design patterns with HQ in this was, when you first start, before you get the office level, you're going to be really tight on space. And so finding room to actually build the personal quarters would have been real stressful. And then so getting access to that office level, that became a big prize because you suddenly have a whole bunch of new space you can build living quarters. So then you'd be able to change those rooms out to be the personal quarters. Let me see here. So I want to see mod angle Z90. Yeah, there we go. See, that's all I'll have to do to, and then disable anyway. Enable. That is all I will have to do to fix that in the. So there might even be something I end up fixing for Friday's patch, because that'll be such an easy fix for that. And I'm sure you guys have that problem in multiple rooms with the security desk. I bet is the same way. So there we go. We got quite a lot of people wandering around here. 54. I know we can get a lot higher. Maybe we'll do that. I'll keep fast traveling around to settlements and just send everybody while I'm chatting with you guys. Let's check the basement. I want to see if people are getting distributed yet. Actually, the mid-level will be a better tell on that than the basement, because there's actually living quarters and jobs. All right, we'll wait for this to load. Jim Simon, no problem about the super chat. I'll message through Discord. Awesome. Tarna, you are my hero. Notice me, senpai. Well, is that all you needed? You just needed to be noticed to the tag? You have been noticed. All right, we got our cubicles all filled out here. So one of the things that I didn't see on here, and it looks like it might be broken, is, or maybe I just didn't spammed it and I didn't realize it. There's these break rooms, the 2 different break rooms were supposed to have an upgrade each, but I don't know if it worked or not. Or if I did it and I just lost track because I was doing so many upgrades. Could be that. Or maybe the upgrade's not showing up. Do you guys know, has anybody seen the upgrades to the 2 different lounges? Like I don't remember what they're called. It's Classy Lounge and Sports Lounge, something like that. I got a couple people in their living quarters, but it's definitely not like the split shift like I expected with some people sleeping. So we might need to hit, it might be at 60, we'll see it. So yeah, we'll definitely bounce around to different settlements and see if we can trigger some of that. So let's go to our favorite 2 settlements, Sunshine and Sanctuary, and we'll start sending all our named people while I chat with you guys. Beowulf, Workshop Framework breaks the world space again, makes the trees purple, so like winter mod, other than that, change the environment, breaks with the last update framework. Can anybody else verify that? I mean, like, there's nothing in Workshop Framework that I can think would do that. We don't edit any cells in Workshop Framework, which is how that usually happens. I can't think of anything in Workshop Framework that would cause that. I think that you know, if other people can replicate it, like, I'm happy to look into it, and if somebody knows what's wrong with Workshop Framework, I'm happy to fix it, but I can't fathom how that could be doing that. Oh, Nezzy, you said they're just blank, they're not purple. Well, then, so, yeah, I don't know. The only thing that comes to mind is AMD card, which maybe you've answered that further down in chat, but I'm keeping myself from scrolling too far because I don't want to miss anybody's questions, since this is a kind of weird stream, and it's a weird, like, it's a weird thing to be ending this character. I've been running it for almost a year. Like, you know, it's only been 39 weeks, but, you know, I skipped a handful of weeks in there. Let's get our like major named characters. Hesper.
I'm always on the lookout.
Yeah, we don't care. Well, I guess, yeah, we can. It doesn't matter if we break power at this point. We're cashing out here.
Coming to work for me?
Head to GNN.
Can I ask you something? What do you say? Want to work for me?
Everybody to GNN. Let's fill it up. Ghoul, you want to come? Who's this? Who's this? No, you're just a CPD deputy. Jason Martin, you're in.
Would you be interested in coming to work for me?
Mount 142 of SS1, Conk and SS2 didn't think that was supposed to work together. No, they don't. I have, but if you have the, what do you call them? You probably saw that in my mod config you do for MCM. The MCM will show the settings of mods that aren't activated, but the files are there. So since I keep the master MCM files there in case I need to change them, they'll just show up. What do we got here? Who do we got? Some visitors.
Yeah.
A lot of visitors hanging out at the bar.
Yes.
And these visitors are working. We must have accidentally flagged some of the markers here as being for shoppers instead of for the shopkeeper. I'm gonna put that on my list here. Let's see. Let's take a good save with a screenshot. All right, what do we got here? We got save, caps, general, marker problem. That's kind of funny.
Yes.
Where is everybody? Why don't we have more folks here? I love seeing the little Easter eggs everywhere. It's kind of fun.
Commonwealth Police, here to protect and serve.
Fantastic. But where's your... Oh, I guess we saw the deputy. Where's everybody else at? Where are you guys all hiding? Hello? Oh, there's Carne. Here we go.
Hi there. What do you say? Want to work for me?
Off to Jana and you go. I saw somebody in a house over there. Oh, here we go. Here's a couple of folks.
See that one Grognak? Awesome.
Can I ask you something?
He needs a disease
You
cure.
interested in coming to work
Go
for me?
barf at HQ, buddy. There you go. How about you, Tom?
What was that? Oh, just a rabbit. Fuck, I am still too jumpy.
Got a minute? What do you say? Want to work for me?
All right, off he goes. We need more. More people. Is that Monty here? Oh, Raven.
Maybe this'll change your mind.
Oh, it's a deserter. I'll just bribe instead of beating her up.
Happen to have a pile of caps here.
That's funny. So I guess we don't have it set up to have the existing deserters return automatically.
Hi there. Would you be interested in coming to work for me?
Off to Gianna and you go. Anybody else in here? Nope. Oh, Hollis. That sounds like another named character. Where are you? There you are. Just hanging out at the back door, creeping on Monty.
Can I ask you something? You interested in coming to work for me?
Sato 404. The unique settlers can't be traded with his HQ. Is that a bug or intentional? Just like an oversight. Like the there's probably some special flag that's required for the trading to happen, and it's just not set at HQ. I assume you're talking about generic settlers because I don't know if we have trade set up with most of our guys, but I think I actually know how to make the trade work now, so I could fix that.
Got a minute?
Just needs to get added to the list.
Work for me?
Because I found a lot of our unique settlers, it wasn't the intention to not let you trade with them. Like if you want to steal their gear and put them in other clothes, go for it. But I didn't know how that was controlled prior, and I figured it out recently when I was tinkering with something else. There we go. Amara, another one that we can grab. Can we grab Hubert?
Maybe this'll change your mind.
So I'm actually... Oh, yeah, we had him there. We'll bribe him.
Maybe we can reach an agreement. I just happen to have a pile of caps here.
There we go. Where is Amara? I heard her talking. Be funny if she's hanging out under the house or something with some weird clipping issue. Anybody in here? We checked in this house, didn't we? Or maybe I didn't. Where is she hiding at? I'm certain I heard her. I think I even saw her subtitle come up. I mean, I guess if I really want to get these people, I'll just use the town meeting gavel, but I'm just enjoying wandering around looking at everybody in the town.
Yeah.
All right, let's head over. That's a good chunk of people. Let's over to Sanctuary. We'll grab some more. And we got the Emmons over there, and what's her name? Or I think, did we send Cersei from? No, that's not her name. Is that her name? Yeah, Cersei from the Nightingales. Did we send her already? I think we might have done that last week. Whoa, chat just jumped huge. I'm so far behind. Let's see. Abduleo, you're right. My bad. It's special edition. Okay, and anniversary edition broke them again. Yeah. Canuck super mutants have beds, but I don't know if they have animations. Yeah, I don't think they do. I mean, if they do, that'd be awesome. But I feel like they don't have a ton of animations. They do some weird ones. Like they happen to be able to work the chemistry workbench, which is why we stuck one of those in the Phalanx, because we wanted something for Carnal to be able to do occasionally. I think they have like sit, use chem bench, and then they can cook. They have like a super mutant cooking pot, which we put in the brewery.
Yes.
I guess I can just send generic settlers too. I was hoping to get all the named folks, but I don't actually know if I want to run around here trying to find them all. Wait, what time of day is it? Because no, it's 8:27 p.m., so they shouldn't be all sleeping yet. They actually should all be hanging out at the bar, but wonder if the bars... Well, the bartender wasn't there, so maybe they decided not to. What are you doing? Alright, where's everybody at? What recreational plot are you guys all hanging out at? Oh, we got the Conquered Farm. We could send... Can we send Mama Murphy and Sturgis there? Let's find out.
I told you Sanctuary would grow. The sight never lies.
Hi there.
Yes.
What do you say? Want to work for me?
Oh, not enough available space. Okay, we finally filled it up with the living quarters that we have. So that's one of the things you can, depending on the rooms you build. Like I built some 2-person living quarters in spaces that could hold 4. I think somebody did. I think XV went through and did a test, and he got. You can get it over 90. You can get over 90 people there currently, and then when we get some more add-on packs out there, it should be up higher than that. But our like upper cap, like from a code limitation, is 128. Excuse me. Quester W, thank God I made the wrong choice first time. I helped her, and I hadn't done a save for a while and had to roll back like an in-game day of play. Skywise, I've built labs, but not got into them. HQ usually breaks, and I end up making a new game. The main thing with the perk changes is what unlocks via perks. Like it has 5 levels of turrets as a perk. Oh, interesting. All right, we're up to 65, so I think that should trigger the different AI packages to break everybody up into shifts. So in theory, there should always be a group of people who are sleeping. Oh man, frame rate's starting to chug.
It's a nice day. You have a minute? I have a few things you might like.
No, thank you. Whoa. Oh man, it's the frame rate. There we go. We got a little smoother there.
Oh, hi. We're human, right? Yeah.
Oh, somebody's hanging out in their room.
I need something to do. I can't just be standing around.
Oh, well, you're the one on break, buddy. That's not on me. Whoa! Somebody just teleported. No, he probably was using the door to the elevator. All right, let's go to the mid-level. This is my my test to see if people are actually getting distributed, since it's mostly living quarters on the office level. The AI packages for HQ are one of the things I spent like an enormous amount of time on. We were talking about this earlier, where occasionally we get things that we get working at some phase in development, and then they break down the line. And HQ, I spent a ton of time on the AI, and then we had to overhaul some of the, not the mechanics, but like some of the technical ways HQ was set up, and then the AI broke at that point, and I was never able to figure out exactly what went wrong. Monitor, you did do a lot of stupid stuff today. Oh yeah, when I crashed. I'm sure I deserved that crash. Hey, there's a whole... Holy cow.
Any cram around here? I could go for some broiled cram.
Good choice. What are you guys all doing? Having a laundry room party? And give them a second to figure out where they're trying to go. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of people on the different floors, so I think the package is working to make sure there's always people who are trying to head to their living quarters. I think the pathing isn't working great because settlers, like we're all accustomed to that nonsense. Oh, here we go. Here's our security room all upgraded, our security office. This is one of the first designs that was done for HQ. So HQ, oh, yep, and see, there's what I'm talking about with another desk that got spun around when I removed the Vault Boys, because the Vault Boys were causing some crazy geometry issues for people who had Vault Boy replacers. Mod angle Z180, and that's all it takes to fix. So it'll be real easy to fix those when I go check out the HQ stuff. But anyway, the original design of HQ, we didn't have this office level, and it was the gameplay was going to be quite a bit different than it ended up being. We didn't have originally on paper, we didn't have the job slot idea of like certain rooms offering more jobs for people. That was something that Baron came up with when he was coding HQ's framework out, and That idea really captured my imagination, and we kind of ran with it. Why does the Armor Lab have nothing? I think there might be a flaw with the Armor Lab upgrades. Because I don't see any, there's no visual upgrades to them. Like, clearly the Armor Lab is here. I think what happened is, I think I've talked about this before with HQ, is HQ we have two things. We've got relative placement and absolute placement. And basically what that means is, can they act like plots where the room design can be used in multiple places? Or is it for one specific room design? And for the room design, for the rooms that are very unique, where there's like nothing else of that shape, we made them absolute positioned. But occasionally if we did the exports wrong, then a room that's meant to be used multiple places, like a room design, could end up with its stuff missing. And I'm betting for the armory here, or the Armor Lab, I bet that we absolute positioned all the upgrades by mistake. Armor Lab upgrades might be absolute positioned. This is the amount of more bugs I'm adding to the list today is great. There should be more stuff to queue up to get fixed. Assuming it's not already on the list, but everybody using the elevator. So they don't want to hang out down here. What time are we on? I don't think this would be a point I would have split the shifts at. I imagine I would have went something like 8 to 4 or 9 to 5 as the first work shift. Yeah, like I said, the AI, I'm not confident that the AI packages in HQ are working correctly. I think that those were a casualty of me fixing up some gameplay design. But yeah, it looks like everybody decided to go back upstairs. They're just like, nope, don't want to be down here anymore. There's only 2 people down here now.
Hi, how are you?
I am irritated that you guys won't stay spread out. Nezzy, not AMD. That photo is straight up not there. I thought it was the empty photo near the chair. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you did the upgrade? Because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what would cause that to happen. Is anybody working down here today? Or is it just going to be like Teresa stuck in a corner again? Definitely one of those things I'm going to spend some time on. Like, it'll be, you know, one of those things where I'd be willing to spend multiple nights, all of my modding time on fixing, because I don't like this. I don't like the dead, empty floors in HQ. Like, if you're going to put all this effort into building it out and spend all those resources, your people should be using it all. It should feel all like they care about the stuff you're building. So this will definitely get fixed at some point. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the AI packages are just straight up not working. I mean, they're sandboxing, which is nice. It's nice to see people kind of spread around, and occasionally, like, you get the cluster, which is not ideal, but oh, one person joined us in the basement. That's good. And dog meat found a lay down marker. Oh, a couple people came to work. Great, go to work. Let's see where they're gonna go. All right, I'm gonna answer some questions. We're gonna stalk Franklin because I'm curious where he's headed. Argo, textures having issues in MD. It is just like older cards or more current ones too. Man, no, I should have gone the NVIDIA route instead. It's like an example of them was the glass in the HQ, like in that main room. Some of the glass would be all purplish, have like a purple hue to it for people who run AMD cards. Or for a long time, we had those floating icons that we had in over the plots. Those would be rendered incorrectly for AMD users, and we've since figured out a way around that for those. But I'm sure other things are just screwed up now. And I don't know that it's I don't know which versions of AMD cards, if it was all or just some of them, or what. I'm not sure what it is, but we just found that there were definitely some rendering issues with AMD cards. I assume it's more older than newer. Probably, and it's probably tied to specifically DirectX 11, so I'd imagine it's something that's not a factor for newer games, but Fallout 4 happens to have that issue. Okay, I guess Franklin decided he wanted to hang out at that post, or it could very well be that there's just like something blocking his pathing over here. This is one of the more frustrating things about Fallout 4's navigation system is like random arbitrary things that you wouldn't think would block pathing will. We did a lot of work to try and fix pathing in here. That was actually one of the reasons. One of my gameplay design requirements for HQ was make sure that we had clear pathing everywhere so that we didn't end up in a situation like that's part of why we don't just have manual building or like letting players put down like a plot equivalent in HQ. Because we wanted a place where we could count on the AI to actually be able to path around, whereas in settlements it's really easy to create a situation where you have borked pathing just from scrapping or building too many things close together, and HQ shouldn't have that problem, but it does because this AI is... I don't know what the solution is. I assume that modern games have a better solution than the old school way NavMesh is done, but I don't know. I haven't seen. There's not a lot of games like that have as open a pathing system as Bethesda's do. Like most games have much smaller like sandbox areas where people or NPCs will hang out and do their thing. They'll be on a much tighter schedule with very specific places they're going, whereas Bethesda stuff is pretty open. You can pretty much arrange for any NPC to wander anywhere you want. It's all done dynamically, which I appreciate. I love the dynamic nature of the systems, but unfortunately pathing has never been great. Yeah, I'm not seeing where everybody's at. Maybe they're all hanging out outside, or maybe they all deserted. Maybe the desertion's still happening. Where is everybody? I feel like we just had that giant cluster of people. We saw none on the basement, none in the mid-level. Did everyone go outside? Was there a party? Maybe all hands on deck? I don't think the attack system is working for HQ either. I think that has never worked, but because it's not very clear what the schedule is like, no one's reported it, or they probably reported it like, I've never seen an attack, but it's hard to judge if they're having, because they're meant to be silently resolved. It's not supposed to be like settlement attacks where you're constantly running around trying to put out the fires. It's kind of supposed to just take care of itself with your security staff, of which I have almost none. Like we're gonna get an HQ 3.0 patch at some point for sure. All right, let's check outside. Where are all our people? They're definitely spread out well. I just don't know where they're hiding at, where they're spread out to. Scrolling through chat, trying not to lose my place here. Fell in love. Hey, I just joined. What does King Gath mean by finale was just the beginning? We get new chapter 2 stuff, new chapter 3 stuff? It was like, so we saw yesterday the finale to the chapter 2 in my playthrough, and we're going to start another playthrough next week. I'm going to do the super automated playthrough. I'm going to show people what this mod plays like when you just turn off all of the micromanagey stuff and make it so that you just automate your city plans. Everything builds for free, and so show people what that experience is like. And that one will only last. I'll just do that one for a couple of weeks, kind of a quick, maybe a 6-episode run or something. Or maybe we'll go to the end of the year, something like that, and then we'll start the hardcore playthrough after that, where I punish myself with as many mechanics as I can. The only one I probably won't turn on is settlers dying to diseases. I don't think I want to deal with that. Mostly because it'll just like, if you get a bad disease run, it'll just like set me back so far. I'll have to just keep starting over. That just would not be ideal. Oh, we got an infestation out here. I like that Franklin and Katie seem to be kind of stuck together. They're just always appearing next to each other. Oh, we got somebody out here guarding. He's a researcher, but he decided to hang out outside. Hey, hey, hey. Ah, yes, tunneling into the roof of a building. Very reasonable. I mean, I knew that was going to happen when we let mole rats be part of the system, but they're one of the few like little enemies, and they actually make a lot of sense in the basement, and less sense in the rest of the floors. Oscar Bride, Gina needs shock prowlers to keep you from leaving their post. I mean, we need something for sure to like make the. I think I have to rely less on sandbox AI packages, which are the NPC. The sandbox AI package basically means NPC wander around until you find a furniture object, like an animation marker that you like, and just use it. And the nice thing about it is it can make for more, if you get a good setup with it, with like the NPCs having good pathing, it ends up being more interesting with the number of things they'll use, as opposed to with the way the default assignments work, where they're just always using the same thing all the time. You know, your farmer's always using the hoe or sitting on their hands and knees weeding the garden. Or like, you know, your bartender's always just kind of standing there leaning on the bar. Whereas with HQ, I wanted it to feel a little more organic. So we went with heavy sandbox packages, but either there's something wrong with the target settings for their sandbox packages, or I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's up with it. Gonna require a lot of deep diving in and figuring out what's going wrong, but because I remember I did a video for the team to show them how proud I was of the AI packages I came up with HQ early on in development of it, and it had everybody doing like shifts and wandering around between their job and their living quarters and going to different rooms. So like, for example, the science department would rotate. So, you know, one day you'd see Cassandra in the weapons lab, and the next day she'd be in the medical lab, and just kind of wandering between doing different things each time you came there, which kept it interesting. Question WI, they have formed a workers union and they went on strike because you overworked them. That's true. I have been a very bad HQ manager this episode with all of our spamming of projects. But all right, let's head over. I still got about 15-20 minutes left in me. I'm gonna go ahead and park myself in what's the settlement that still has people left? I guess Sanctuary. And we'll hang out and chat for a little bit and just focus exclusively on chat now. So this is the end of this first SS2 playthrough. I am going to start another one next week, as I mentioned, and it's going to be less focused on story, more mechanics. Like, I'm sure I'll incidentally do some quests. Like, I'll probably do, you know, I'll do Jake's first quest and Old Paul's and stuff, just because they get us a whole bunch of settlers really quickly, which will be nice. So it'll be kind of like, and like, I'll probably cheat unlock everything. Again, the focus will be, I want to show people other ways SS2 can be enjoyed. So people who found, you know, who maybe graduated beyond the quests or aren't interested in the quests and they want to see some of the other ways you can experiment with SS2. I want to have some playlists on my channel that kind of show that off. And it'll be more opportunities for us to find bugs. My bet is, like, very few people play in the simple difficulty because they don't know about it. And I would guess, like, because I doubt very many people are starting up new playthroughs in easy mode, which is what is required for it to default to put in an automated. So I bet we find some bugs in the automated mode that wouldn't show up for most folks that didn't, or that get underreported, and so then they don't end up on my list. Let's see. I actually kind of like it at night, so we'll go set time scale to 0.1. Keep the weather at bay, and we'll look at our bunny-eared night sky here. So the big old bunny ears up at the top there on that industrial building. All right, so now's the time of the stream that I usually start about an hour 20 before this, where we just hang out and talk. So I'm gonna catch any messages at King Gath, ask me questions, ask me to show you stuff, how to do stuff, whatever you want. If anybody has any opinions or ideas about anything I should do in particular in my next playthrough, let me know. I know we're going to pick different settlements for sure. I'm not going to just do Sanctuary, even though I tend to always do that in my playthroughs. I'll pick some other settlement to start with. We're also not going to... I'm probably not going to make you guys watch me play through the opening. I'll probably start with a save that's like right outside, or right before the vault, so I can customize my character real quick, and then we'll go off and pick our starting settlement. Mijanu Stags recently had gunners respawn on roof of HQ and they killed Audra. Is that possible? It shouldn't be. Audra's supposed to be marked as protected. I'll go check though. I'll put that on my list. Is Audra protected? Question mark. And protected means only you, the player, can kill. But the gunners respawning on the roof is normal. I do have it on my list for F4SE users to set it up so that that SS2 locations, that after you take them over for whether it be yourself or with factions, so like when the Nightingales take over the hospital or CPD takes over those places, that we can turn off the cell resets, which is what makes the NPCs respawn. I'm going to add an option to turn that off for F4SE users. For non-F4SE users, so if you're an Xbox player or you just don't like F4SE, it would require a patch to do that, to disable respawn in those cells. And I don't know if that would have some sort of negative impact, but it would also make, like, I don't know how that would work, because it would have to be a mod changing it. I don't know how that would impact things with quests and stuff that were involved in it, so it's like something I'm nervous to do. But it would be, I think it's worth experimenting with, because it is, To me, the two most awkward ones for the respawns are the HQ, the GNN, like outside GNN, and then because like turrets respawn, that feels really weird. And then Conquered, because they have all those defenses and all those people. It seems weird that all of a sudden there's just a group of raiders in the middle of town, and then as soon as you show up, everybody just guns them down. It's like, well, how did they get there in the first place? So those two to me are the most unimmersive ones, but I think the others are less unimmersive because I don't go to those locations very much, right? There's not a lot of incentive to go back to CPD headquarters or back to Nightingales, but I would love it if we could dynamically turn off the cell reset on those areas. I think that would be nice. Villanove, how's it going? It is going good. I'm excited for another playthrough. I've been enjoying this one thoroughly. It's been fun to, we did a good mix. We played through tons of story content. We did a lot of HQ. I learned found a lot of bugs. We've gotten a lot of fixes because of this playthrough, because I had easy examples I could go test and make sure that we fixed bugs and such. So I'm feeling good. Feeling pretty good. Mod 142, start in Abernathy. That works well. I could do that. I just don't love building in Abernathy because it's so square and it's got that big hill. That'd be my only peeve with Abernathy. Is it's not my favorite to build in. Let me look at the list of settlements. I don't know what one I'd be interested in actually. Oh, I can't do it because I'm in TFC right now and I don't want to get out. What are some like, because I don't want to go too far either. What are some other settlements that are fun to build? I guess Starlight's kind of fun, and I kind of half-assed it in this. I think I used a city plan is what I did. I didn't really actually build it at all. Starlight could be a fun one. Where I will actually build something that I enjoy building. Like this one, I didn't. You guys have seen. Any of you guys have been following me for a long time. Know I can do some pretty. I can get into it and do some designs like this sanctuary. All my sanctuaries end up looking pretty similar. I bet most of you guys have the same problem of your natural inclination is to build around the road, and then so all the settlements kind of look samey. But yeah, I might actually do like have fun with designing out something like Starlight, or definitely want to lean towards something bigger as the starting settlement, just because you end up with so many settlers with doing the main quest in there, even if you just do a little bit of it. Oscar Fry, you need to make it so that mod has a difficulty setting selection like the vanilla game has in the setting menu. Unfortunately, we can't hook into the setting menu, but we do have the wizard, which pops up the first time you load the holotape, and you can go access it anytime after that, and then that's the closest we have to that. But we unfortunately can't tap into the vanilla settings menu, so instead what we did is we piggybacked the default SS2 settings to your difficulty. So if you start in survival mode, you get the more difficult options turned on in SS2. And you can always turn them off. They're not connected forever. It's just that's the starting point we used. Nick Carter, have you ever played Tales of the Commonwealth? I have. There are a lot of great little quests in there, and we worked with a lot of the same voice actors because Chris, who made Tales of the Commonwealth, was very, very helpful in helping us get in touch with voice actors, and even helped me with some information about how certain things in quests work to get some of our quests off the ground. So Tales of the Commonwealth is partially responsible for the existence of all of our recruitable settlers. Nick Carter, what is the max amount of settlers that can be sent to HQ? It depends on how many living spaces you can muster up. I think XV figured it out, and it was if you choose the most crammed rooms in every possible location, and make sure you choose living quarters whenever living quarters is an option, you can get over 90. From a technical limit, HQ will be capped at 128. Majanu Stags, thank you. Yeah, turning those two locations would be nice. Oh yeah, for the resets, yeah, that would be really cool. I mean, like I said, if I can once with F4SE, once I create like a little quick function to do it, it'll be easy to set it up so that all of our quests, like once you take over an area, we could have all those areas get flagged. And like the cells not resetting, I mean, to me, even if that was just like a default game feature, like the cells never reset, I wouldn't be that upset about it. Like I mean, like if the random encounters are nice to get again, where there's like march NPCs walking along the road, but I don't really need, areas that I've cleared to have all their loot reset. Like that's not really necessary. Like there's so much in this game. I don't think I've ever, maybe my very first playthrough, I cleared out every location, but ever since then, I don't think I've ever gotten close to clearing the whole map. So, like, I don't really need the resets. Guardian MF, thank you for making Anton essential. I had a hard time getting to the hotel without him dying on the way. Accidents happen a lot in Fallout 4. Yeah, that was a smart fix. I didn't even make that. I think M. Sabala made that suggestion. And posted a merge for me, and I popped that in there. Kenneth Creason, Starlight is my go-to, so I can stay away from the Triangle of Death. Yeah, that's a good reason. Although I found in the past, because I used Starlight for my Conqueror playthrough, and Starlight was super unstable. Like there's a reason that the build limit there is only like 1/3 of what it is in Sanctuary. Is the that area I think there's just a lot going on in its vicinity, so LOD becomes a problem. But it's a nice settlement to build in. It's kind of relatively flat. A couple interesting structures you can build around. So I've always liked that place. Oberlin, if it was a little bigger, would be nice in that same way. It's just a little too small to have a settlement where you're going to have, like even if I just do up to, if I had a hammer, I'm guaranteeing I'm going to have, and then if you do those plus Preston and company, you're talking 15, 20 settlers, like pretty much guaranteed. Like 15, I think it's, I'm trying to remember how many it is. I think it's, like you get 8 out of if I had a hammer, something like that, plus the 5 from Conquered. So you get quite a few right away. So I need to pick a place that I at least can handle that. Skywise, the Slog is a lot of fun. I could go do. I'd probably have to cheat it because I don't want to waste a lot of time with story stuff. But I now have a list of, we've got the settlers that I didn't finish the quest for, and then I have the 5 that came to mind that I didn't get. So like I'll have a bunch of unique settlers I can try and chase. I think that in the easy mode playthrough, I'm gonna like rush to commercial and maybe high-end industrial because those are the 2 I didn't really touch in this playthrough. Like we focused heavily on the municipal, and what else did I build a lot of? We did a lot of municipal because I was trying to get all the stats for HQ. We did a little bit of agricultural, but I basically ignored the top tier industrial, and I ignored commercial, and so that might be something we focus on for the next little short playthrough. Abernathy is really tall. Make a tall building. I could do that. I haven't done that in a while. The problem with tall builds is then I am forced to use interior plots, and you guys know how I feel about those. They've almost been. In my head I wanted to cut them, but I knew you guys would not accept that. if SS2 came out and I just said I hate interior plots, they're gone. People would not have been happy about that because a lot of folks like them, despite their somewhat wonkiness. They are great for building and getting to play with SS2 mechanics while still being in control of the structure. Nezzy, 100% agree. Raiders and Conquered after build out, it's odd, and the piles of bodies bring the property value down. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the body cleanup in this game is really weird. I don't know why it's at some places it takes no time at all, and other places they seem to just stay there forever. Gumby Shrimp, Sunshine Tidings, and Tapping to Bonehouse are safe starters. Sunshine's a good one. I like Sunshine. Yeah, that's a good one to build in. I could do Sunshine too. Tapping Boathouse does struggle with the space issue a little bit. Like I had that problem when I was messing with the city plan and trying to expand a little bit. I wasn't having trouble finding space. But I think if I started it from scratch without a city plan, I could make room for everything. Because you can kind of build some docks out over the water and make space and build onto the road. I guess our city plan was not optimized for adding more stuff to it. Chris McLam, have you gotten much play out of the Contraption DLC? I have not. I've barely touched that. The Contraption DLC and the Wasteland Workshop, when those came out, I was just like, I don't care. Like, I never even loaded the game up again after those came out. I waited until I did my first playthrough when the game came out, and then I think I didn't do my second one until after the last DLC came out, because I was just like, the first couple of DLC, like Far Harbor was exciting, but I was like, well, let's see what they do. Let's see what they do for the rest of them. And then they kept releasing those little packs. I don't even remember what order they released everything in, but Far Harbor was the first one where I was like, oh, maybe I'll do another playthrough. And then I think I just was like, I'll just wait till they finish it all. But yeah, Contraption and Wasteland Workshop, I like when I started my second playthrough, I'm sure I tinkered with them a bit, but I never got really into like the big factory creation or anything. It just wasn't something I was excited about. Eric Ember Studio, I feel a little impatient to ask, but any news on the Chapter 3 teaser trailer? It is deep into production. Like, as far as I know, all assets have been delivered for it, but occasionally Pontus will ask us for some like little cleanups, like when he's getting close. Like he might be like I know the other day he had a shot with Aiden in it, and he said the beard was funny, and he's like, can you guys fix this? Like little, because he really likes to have it frame by frame perfect, so which I appreciate. But I haven't had any requests like that from him for a while, so that tells me he's getting pretty close. So hopefully any day now we'll have a teaser trailer for you guys. My bet is for the teaser trailer, I'll probably just drop it one day. It's just all of a sudden it'll be there. Then I'm sure for the full trailer, I'll nurse it for with a premiere. Because one of the reason that we do those premieres isn't because I'm trying to like generate a bunch of hype. It's because I want a bunch of people to watch it all together. Because then us on the team, we watch the live chat during the big trailer reveals. Like, because it's just a fun little event for us to get us hyped to see everybody so excited. Like when we did the SS2 trailer, like before that nobody knew we were working on SS2, and seeing the hype when we dropped that was so much fun. We even had Tom, the voice actor Jake, join us in that little team meeting to watch the reception to that. It was a lot of fun. But I don't know if we'll do that with the teaser trailer. You might just all of a sudden see a video pop up on my channel called Teaser. Although some of the folks on the team don't like that I do that. They said I'm wasting SEO opportunities. Like I need to get a perfect thumbnail and get the perfect title to draw people in, which they're right. I always, like, when I used to do that stuff by myself, I was just more like, this is for the fans already. So like when I was putting out teasers and trailers, I wasn't worried about marketing or getting new eyeballs. It was just like, it's for you guys who already like the mod. Like that's who I designed this stuff for. But now the amount of effort that goes into this stuff is so much bigger that like we need all eyeballs on to make it feel worth it to everybody. Like, I mean, the Chapter 3 like is on track to take, like we're gonna be let's see, we released Chapter 2 in December, and I think we didn't start Chapter 3 right away because everybody too, like Chapter 3 is like, we're already on, what's March to now, 8 months. It's a lot of time for one piece of content for us, because we like to release stuff on the regular. It keeps it exciting for us, and keeps it exciting for you guys, and so the game doesn't become stagnant. But yeah, we're very excited to get a teaser trailer out. Arco, why do you hate interior plots? I just find they're like really obnoxious to snap onto things. And we've tried many times to fix it, and usually what ends up happening is we'll like make it a little better for one situation and then worse for another. And then like placing them inside of buildings, like we designed the space after a lot of research about like what we did is we went into all of the vanilla buildings in the settlements that weren't scrappable by default. So like, not assuming people were using scrap everything, because we kind of discouraged that. Looked at all the buildings, so like what size can we squeeze into a whole lot of buildings, and something that's more interesting than just like, a 1x1 square. And then we settled on the size we got that felt like it could work in a lot of different spaces. And it works in most buildings inside, but it's like really hard to actually get it to line up with a wall. And there's just limitation, like there's limitations for how you can set up the collision and the snap points on meshes of that size. Like the plots are pretty big meshes. And so, getting those to work not out in the open is we're just a lot of technical limitations, because Bethesda didn't make anything like that. The biggest structures they have are the prefabs, and those are clearly designed to be outside. So, having something the scale of a prefab that you're meant to squeeze inside of a building, they just don't work great. They don't like. I would love interior plots if I could make them work how I wanted, which would be like really clean snapping and easily slide in without clipping into the interiors and such. Well, we just couldn't figure out a way to make it work reliably. So I just feel they're just too wonky for me. Raybo, I absolutely love the interior plots. Please don't stop them. Yeah, I'm not going to take them away. I'll just piss and moan about them all the time. They have one of the greatest things about them is that they don't require much mod space for new building plans. Like I think that is one of their biggest strengths is, especially for Xbox players, like that could be a source if they're not. I don't know if anybody has done it yet, but that could be a great source for add-on packs to help you guys out with space. Is somebody could theoretically build a. Maybe we should do this on the team. Maybe we should. I should get some people together to work on this. I think it might be a good Xbox mod would be working with all the add-on pack authors to get a mega pack of all their interior plots together. I think that would be a really great download for Xbox players because that would only take, maybe 100 kilobytes and you'd get access to dozens, if not hundreds of building plans. They'd all be interiors because those don't take any space, unlike the exteriors where you got to have the mesh for the building. The interiors are basically just a bunch of furniture. So that might be a way to expand the pool for Xbox players. I know you guys have almost no building plans to choose from, which is a bummer. Nick Carter, send draft team to upgrade the city plan. Is offering me the option to upgrade for city plans that are already level 3. That would be a bug that you have found. Try it though, see what happens. I'm curious. Let me know. Just save before you do. But yeah, it should definitely not be letting you upgrade beyond level 3. Although it could be that, so one of the things that we changed from SS1 to SS2 is we used to call level 0, or we used to call the first level 0, and I think we call it level 1 now. And now I want to go check that. Let's head over to, because I remember so I'm curious, what did we call them level 1, and then do we call them now level 3? Do we call it level 4 maybe? Does anybody know offhand? People who play my mod more than I do. Let's go check the slog, because I'm pretty sure we got rid of the level 0 thing because it was confusing to folks. So I think the only time now we show level 0 anywhere is in plots that aren't built, because that makes sense. But the city plans being built with level 0 never made a lot of sense, so I think we got rid of it in SS2. So first thing I got to remember is where the heck did we put the city planners desk? I think we put it in here. Nope, totally wrong. Did we put it on the roof? There it is. All right, let's see here. Yeah, current level is 0. Okay, I thought we got rid of that and we switched it to level 1, but I was wrong. So it does show. Is it on here that we show level 1? No, it's level 0 still. Okay, we still have level 0. I thought we got rid of that, and maybe that was why you were seeing that. It was like, oh, maybe we do have level 4s now, but it still shows level 0. There's a new feature in the. Let me show you, actually, while we're sitting here and I'm kind of caught up with chat. I'll show you guys a couple of things. In Friday's patch, we're getting a couple of new things. One, we're getting reports here. This production report, and it's I've gotten some feedback from testers already, and I knew it was going to get this feedback, but I was trying to be technically consistent with the report. So this report shows, as you see at the top, combined virtual resource and physical item production. So what that means would be, effectively, it's an industrial report, but commercial creates caps, and so do residential. Those are, both supposed to represent taxes. Residential at a much lower rate than commercial. But I left the other plot types in here because technically add-on pack authors can make building plans create whatever they want, regardless of class. But then what the feedback I got was, oh, I should see food under agricultural. That's a produced resource. Or I should see water under municipal. So I'm probably going to go back and add that, even though it doesn't match up, but just to make it so that this report isn't confusing. Or people who don't read the top lines or who don't know what that means, virtual resource or physical item. It's like, wait a second, water and food are physical items. Technically, they are, but in the SS2 code, they are not. And so this is technically correct how I have this right now in the beta, but doesn't feel good. But what this is going to show you is the items that are being produced into virtual resources or physical. Like we have a brewery here apparently, so we're getting beers that's being produced. If I switch over to, I'm going to do that real quick just to show you guys. I'm going to switch over to complexity, to full component complexity. And then I'll show you what it looks like when we go to a settlement that has a little more detailed production or industrial setup. So we'll go to difficulty, and then we got to let it train. It takes, when you convert over, if you decide to go to component complexity, it takes a few minutes for it to update everything, and then it'll pop up a screen. It'll pop up something on your screen tell you that the conversion completed. So after that's done, I'll take you to another settlement and show you. Another thing I can show you is there's another new feature that I'm kind of excited about because it will solve a solves a problem that we have informational informationally speaking, in SS2 is we don't really have a HUD or report to show you modifiers. So there's like under the hood, there are some modifiers that happen to your settlements. And one of those comes from your city leaders. And we're adding an interface to show you finishing the resource complexity. Okay, cool. We're adding an interface to show you the who do we want here? We'll just grab anybody, it doesn't matter, just to show you interface to show you the traits. So you can see that I can see the traits right here, right? I can see the railroad ally, farming experience, synth sympathizer, and then when I exit this screen, I'll get a chance to look at those, so I can view the trait details, right? Any of you guys who use leaders, you know about this, and you can cycle through and see the name of it and then what it's going to bring to the table. Oh, that's a weird bug. Upgrades 20 faster at the settlement. All right, let me put that on my list. Actually, I'll just screenshot this. Why didn't the screenshot happen? Okay, I guess I'll open up my little notepad of notes I was typing up. Let's see here. Farming experience description is weird. And then we can use Deacon to see it happen. There we go. So anyway, I'm going to set it up so that you can view this information later. So we're going to go ahead and yes, make later. And so now what you'll find in the 225 patch, so when you go to manage city, you'll have, well, after I got to wait till he finishes assigning. So give him a second because he's got to transfer over. We should get a message that says he's now the leader, and then we'll be able to see it. But basically, you'll be able to cycle through those traits and see that they're modifiers to the settlement. So that way, if you're doing the math and trying to figure out like what's going on in your settlement, especially those of you guys who like these reports and you want to balance out your resources, you'll be able to come over here and hit this view modifiers and cycle through all the different things that are impacting your settlement. And the nice thing about now, and not only does this let you view this information, but it opens up the doorway for more gameplay mechanics, because now we can do that as like a outside of just leaders, of being like, okay, like a lot of times we're limited in the kind of gameplay mechanics we can offer because we have no good way to present you data. We need you to be able to figure out what's going on, especially, like players who are playing in easy mode, they don't care about all this stuff and it doesn't matter. And you can ignore a lot of it, but if you enjoy like the numbers crunching and the mechanics and trying to like, get the most out of your settlements, you want that stuff exposed. People who enjoy like 4X games or strategy games, like they want to know all that stuff. And it's like one of the reasons that we don't have interesting mechanics around range between settlements. Like basically everything is locked into this 70,000 unit range, which we've talked about before, which is the distance from Sanctuary to Lexington. We lock everything into that because we don't have a good way to display ranges between things. And so like, for example, we've been working on a map system for months and we're getting really close on it. And like, once we get that map, just having the ability for you guys to be able to visually view ranges, like just, imagine if you could have a map that would show you circles around that showed the range of things like that. All of a sudden we can just add all these new gameplay features that we couldn't before because we had no way to display you stuff. So this may seem like a minor thing, this view modifiers, but like I have already dreamt up all sorts of stuff that I won't spoil for you guys of what I can do with this system, of just being able to like, apply different things, like I'll give you an example of something I'm not doing and maybe we will do it now, but like imagine if, any settlements within a certain range of the CPD places that you set up would get a natural defense bonus. Like now we can do that and not be confusing, right? You go into your workshop mode here and you see like, why do I have defense 30? I haven't built anything here. Well, then you could build your city planner's desk, go to a few modifiers, and we could add a modifier that says, near CPD outpost or CPD, whatever we want to call it. Like that's the type of gameplay elements we can start adding in to where we can have like things you're doing in your quests and things that are happening in the world around you start impacting your settlements. And now we have a data point. So that view modifiers is one of the things I'm more excited about because it was just something so simple, but it was like, oh, this opens up a lot of doors for things that would have just been confusing otherwise. Because we've had this come up a lot in discussions. A lot of times this is something Sir Rick likes to think about a lot, or like what kind of rewards, Cynical does too. They both like to think about like rewards they can give that are thinking outside the box, not just like handing the player stuff. Like occasionally we do the hand the player stuff, hand them guns or equipment or whatnot. But sometimes mechanically there's often discussions about them and I don't usually have a lot to give them other than like, oh, we can unlock new building plans or new building classes. But this is something a little more interesting, a little more nuanced, I think, of being able to like generate any benefit we want or any modifier. It could be negatives too. It could be like, we have the weaknesses. Any type of modifier where we can have, things in the world or things that happen in the story suddenly have an impact on your settlements, and you'll be able to know that that's happening and it's not just random and arbitrary. I did try it. It goes to level 4. That's funny. Okay, I'll have to fix that. I wonder if like in the code for that, I put level 4 thinking I had changed the way levels worked. Like in my head, I was like, oh yeah, we got rid of level 0, and we didn't actually. Like that, I could see that being what happened. I'll put that on my list. Let's see. It's probably one of those bugs somebody else has already reported, but I'll type it up while I'm sitting here. Engineering. Can you go to level 5? Does it let you go further? Engineering can upgrade CPs to L4. See if you can get to level 5. That would be interesting. Argo the Rat Folk. Oh yeah, I have been meaning to tell you about that description weirdness for leaders. I don't remember who all does that sort of thing, but I recall a few that sort of thing. Yeah, I probably thought that I could do something more creative than I actually can. There's some engine limitations that I was probably thinking I could get around, and maybe I can't. With the percentage symbol in particular, it's a weird way. You gotta do this weird thing to make percentages work in message boxes. All right, guys, looks like I'm finally caught up to chat. It's a good time for me to crash for the night. So thank you guys for joining me for 39 weeks of this playthrough. Next week, barring if there's something I missed family-wise we're supposed to be doing next Wednesday that I got to do, then, I'll have to push it back a week till after Thanksgiving. But otherwise, my plan right now is to start our simple playthrough, our like easy mode playthrough, starting next Wednesday. We're going to cheat like hell. Like we've done the story now. I've shown you that. And because the easy mode playthrough is all about just like, how can you make, how can Sim Settlements make your life easier? That playthrough is going to be about like, cause a lot of people who came to Sim Settlements 1 were all, they came because it was like, oh, I don't like building settlements, but this makes it way easier. I just plop down these plots, because SS1 didn't have all these mechanics when it came out at first. It was pretty straightforward. It was just like you built these different plot types. There was the needs system, but that was about as advanced as it got. Like it was like, okay, you get 2, then 6, then 12 food. For the most part, SS1 was put things on autopilot, and SS2 turned it into like a more of a gameplay system. But some people want that SS1 experience, so I'm going to show them how to get it. That's what we're going to do next week. And then we'll run that playthrough for a few weeks until I'm satisfied that we've done a good job of showing what the game looks like. We'll cheat like crazy. Hopefully I'll show you guys some new settlers, but we're going to probably not play much of the vanilla game. I might even put my character on easy. Like that's how little I want to focus on story content. Just want to focus on, this is how Sim Settlements could maybe make your life easier if that's, if you're not interested in the mechanics. And then once I'm satisfied with that, then we'll move on to the punishing playthrough where you guys can all watch me suffer, where we put on all the options. So I'm really looking forward to that one. I think it's going to be very eye-opening. Because I know I get like, especially with maintenance costs, I think maintenance costs are going to be one of those ones where like I immediately like week 1, I'm like, nope, retuning this. We need a emergency patch to retune maintenance costs, because I hear so many screams about that system. But all right, guys, I'm going to crash. I will catch you all next week.